Here we go. Welcome to episode 12 of the OurTeam podcast. We've got another crack lineup this week. We got a giveaway. 250k quals are going on. We had Thanksgiving events. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on this week, and I can't wait to get into it. Let's get into the lineup first. Richie, how you doing, man?
How you doing? Happy to be here.
Good. Yeah, that was good. That wasn't awkward. Your first time on. That was not an awkward intro. Nice to see it. These guys got practice. Let's see if they can do better. Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Not feeling the best, but hanging in there.
You ain't got that Jordan mentality of you, or the mumbo. You just don't have it. Look at the state of he's got bad flu and he's just down bad. We got to see that flu game from you.
Did you say he got bird flu?
Man flu.
Oh, I was like, damn.
Bird flu, you should probably go to hospital. That sounds more serious. How you doing, Lutz?
I'm doing good. I was drinking my coffee, so give me a second. I need to wake up after my horrendous run in the 250k tournament, so it's cool. It is what it is.
You got toxic as hell.
I was number 5 for 10 minutes. What's up?
CheapLudez was real for 10 minutes. He was real. We got Spacial Jones on. How you doing, man?
What's going on, y'all? Happy to be here. Really cool to be sitting here with people I've been watching, for years, like Richie. Ludez, I got familiar with your content last year, man, just watching you MyTeam content all the time. So to have this opportunity to rap with y'all, I'm forever grateful and really happy to be here with y'all.
Yeah, shout out to you, man, as well. Like, you retweet the podcast every week. You're always shouting about what we do. Like, we appreciate you, man. Yeah,
man, you got to support everybody. Everybody can win.
Yeah, for sure. Matt, I know you're locked in. You're literally playing calls. You're 3 hours deep.
I am. I'm literally right now. So I started next gen, played next gen. I played a couple games, got popped. Now I'm working my 5th game right now on current gen. So,
all right. Well, good luck. Let us know when you're done. So if you can fit us in, that'd be great.
I'm with you. I'm here.
I'm sure you'll do your thing. Let's just talk about a week in the game, I guess, first to kick things off. Shall I do the giveaway now? Shall I do it now?
Yeah.
I probably should, eh?
Yeah.
Let's get it out the way. So we were given 75k VC to give away, so let's give it away. Very simple. We really want to kind of reward people that watch the podcast, that invested in what we do, and maybe get you guys to watch them in the future, because we're going to be doing the same thing next week. Very simple to enter the giveaway. All you need to do is, there will be a pinned tweet on my Twitter right now. My Twitter's in the description. It will be about this podcast, the premiere. All I need you to do is quote tweet that with your favorite moment in the podcast so far this year. The only other thing you need to include is your gen, so whether you play PS5, PS4, etc. But yeah, just a tweet, just saying your favorite moment in the podcast so far this year, and you'll be entered. We'll run it probably till Wednesday 4 p.m. Eastern, I think, is when we'll stop the entries, and then we'll announce the winner later in the week. But yeah, super excited to be doing a giveaway for the first time. And like I said, we will be doing another one next week, so tune in. Make sure you follow us all on Twitter, all on YouTube, to catch all the information on future giveaways. But yeah, let's talk about this week. It's been an exciting week, to be honest. For me, I've been vibing this week on the game. It's been a good time. Let's kick off with Ludez. What have you been doing this week?
Struggling.
Same as every other week.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the same. No, I mean, I've just been like trying to grind out all the offline stuff I put off for the entirety of the season before the season ends next week. So that's been a little bit of a pain, though. I really don't mind playing the game offline. I do think the CPU is a little bit cracked out, and they need to lower that a little bit. If you're watching this, maybe just dial that back a little bit. I like my idea about going to pro for everything except like specific challenges, but it's all good. I mean, it's beatable. It's just the tedium of it. Yeah. Playing against All-Star and Superstar is just, it's a little bit too much, man. I just feel like you can't play the game the way you would want to play it. You kind of have to play it in a way to win. That's kind of my only issue with it. But that's what I've been doing, / playing Unlimited. And I would like to dispel a rumor.
Okay.
In relation to Unlimited and MyTeam in general. The rumor started a couple years ago that there was skill-based matchmaking in the game, and I am just convinced at this point that there is not skill-based matchmaking in this game in any way, shape, or form. I do not believe that there is, because my record is horrendous, and yet I still, on a consistent basis, run into dudes who are like 124 and 10.
As the first person who ever did a video on SBMM and the person that started that rumor, I agree with you.
I think if there is skill-based matchmaking, No, if there is, it has to be like total games played. It's not like a win-loss record thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a good record in Unlimited, and it's mainly because I keep matching up with scrubs. Oh my goodness me! The face on him as well. That was literally like a baby that choked. It was funny.
No, I mean my record is 60 and 45. Like I have a trash record because the minute I'm playing a game and I stop having fun, which is 45 times at least at this point, I just quit. Yeah. Right. I do not have the Mamba mentality. I do not have the heart of a champion.
You don't need it in Unlimited though. I don't know why people put themselves through it.
No, I don't care. It's for the bragging rights, dude. Yeah. So you can like flex on other people, I guess. I don't know, dude. I've never saw a record and been like, damn, that guy's tight. Like I've never thought that. There's been times where I've seen a record and I'm like, I'm not playing this game.
I mean, Limited's the best example of that. Like you'll see people load into a game, you go up by 8, and they'll stay in the game, even when there's no agendas to do so. I'm like, you do realize you just quit and start another game, that you're just gonna have a way better shot of winning. I don't really understand why people stay in these games. There's no incentive to this shit.
It's the most annoying thing when people stay in games, especially like you said, Limited, when you're trying to get your ring quick. For one, I like to rush Limited because I hate that game mode and the people that play it. It's just for some reason.
That's the entire community. Well done.
You know, it's like get on Limited and decide they want to stay. Like, why are you flash wasn't? Why are you flopping? You have me in a full court press and you're losing. What are you happy about? Like why are we flopping? But just play the damn game. I want my ring. I don't care about this.
Yeah, Limit. We're going to talk about Limited later. Yeah, it is feeling a little bit more toxic than usual. Richy, what you been grinding this week? What's been the vibes?
This week is really, it's kind of the same thing for me every week. I didn't really just do gameplays, like all the new cards that come out, just try to get them out. Shocking. This week, very interesting on the pacing, because now we're getting a bunch of cards that are already having the end game badges. Hall of Fame Limitless on Diamond Porzingis was interesting. Yeah. Along with, like, I'm getting nervous that we're going to get to that point where it's like everybody says, oh, it's the same card. So I'm feeling like we're kind of already unlocked Pandora's box, and we're already too far escalated. And now we're expecting these badges. And if they don't have them, I don't know. I feel like we're going to be feeling like these cards are all looking the same by probably January or February.
I agree with you. Tim Thomas kind of
like job.
Changed the trajectory of this game drastically. I don't think one card has changed the trajectory so much than Tim Thomas did this year. Because it just flipped
probably.
It just flipped the whole narrative. Do you grind the game, Richy, or you mainly focus on like pack cards, right, for your gameplays?
I mean, I can't really grind the game because I promote MT. They ban me so much that I really can't grind the game. So it's like I really just try to get everything I can before they get me, and then that's really all I can do. But to be honest, I've played the game for so long, and it's such a rinse and repeat. Like, you notice how at this time of the year, everybody knows what card's coming out. They don't switch shit or chew up ever.
That's fine.
Like, they just, they just don't. So it's like, everyone acts like every year that it's going to be different, but at the same thing, it all kind of like, there's little things that are different. Like this time there's trophy, but we're still just playing unlimited. Some people play triple threat offline. Some people play it. No, I don't think anybody's playing that draft mode still, but it's interesting in the fact that it's really just, it's gotten so stale. And we know at this time, oh, this is about the time we get Kobe Bryant. Oh, this is about the time we get a Magic Johnson. Like, they're not switching anything up though. Yeah. It's just, it's a little disappointing, but yeah, like it's more, I just don't play it as much as I used to. I more kind of just do the gameplays and stuff. And I love to play unlimited, but it's kind of hard for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because I did a video on DBG's channel yesterday. We did like a hot takes thing. We were talking about the fact that I feel like 2K23 has become more like 2K22 in the last couple of weeks. Because like the trophy case was the big thing that was different. And now, let's be honest, no one really cares about it. There's a handful of people still grinding. I think Matt's probably the only one on this podcast that's still in the, I don't know, Spatial might be as well, but I feel like people have disregarded it. So we've just gone back to the norm, wait to see what drops in packs. It's the same as every other year now, which for a lot of people, that's what they asked for. They didn't like the trophy case thing, and now we're back to where we were.
It's funny because I've been grinding it more recently. Yeah, I'm close to getting Ewing. So, it is what it is. That's because they've given us like
today. We're gonna talk about
well, they've just given us much easier routes to centerpieces. That's why I've been doing it recently. Like if it stayed the way it was before, I wouldn't be doing it at all, period. But because they've given us like 3 or 4 easy to get centerpieces, then yeah, now I'm back in it.
It's funny because they've given us easy to get centerpieces, but at the same time, they've given us really easy to get budget cards as well that are better than most of the.
Yeah, that Porzingis card really just kind of killed Sabonis, Ilgauskas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like most centers in the game, to be honest, I think everyone's still probably running Kareem or Ewing as their starter, or Dwight maybe, but I think Porzingis is probably everybody's backup at this point.
I mean, the fact that I'm running Marbury that cost me $12K over D Rose, Westbrook, Spider, like $12K, and he's the best point guard I've used all year. Like that's where we are now. The trophy case has died a death.
He is so good.
He's so good.
He's like the perfect Derrick Rose.
But Knicks legend Marbury.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't like that.
He put the fun back in the game for me. Actually, I'd go as far to say that. Like running Starbury has definitely put the fun back in it for me because I feel like he does everything I want him to do. Like he doesn't have those kind of flaws and those kinks that a lot of the other point guards do. So yeah, I feel way more in control.
Oh, God. Look at that fever brain going to work already.
That's from my stream. I was playing. I was using Stephon Marbury for the first time, and then Joey came. Shout out to Joey. He came into the chat, and then I was saying that on stream because I was cooking in TTO, and he told me he said his 2-year-old was weak, and then she was mocking me and doing the same thing I was saying, like Stephon.
That's funny.
You did me so. Go on, Josh. What have you been grinding this week? You been grinding this week? I know it's not YouTube.
Yeah, I got.
Why are you sending shots at him every single
How many
week?
videos have you uploaded this week?
I uploaded one. I think.
Oh, you did upload one. Okay, well, that's.
You use this public platform to just send shade at Josh for not grinding.
I'm gonna troll him till he starts uploading.
He told me this. I actually finished the level 40 grind, and this is my first time grinding like by myself, all me, like no help since 2K21 when I got Opal D Wade. So that was big for me. Today, what else I've been grinding? I did so on Thanksgiving, I think, or the day before. You know how you was able to get the free Pink Diamond player? I just remember I woke up, I locked in for the rest of the day. I finished Unlimited too this week. I got Diamond, RJ Barrett, Diamond, James Harden. I also got Monty Williams from the packs. I did that challenge to get all those 15 Thanksgiving event cards.
Yeah, I
locked in for the Pink Diamond player because I was under the impression it's any Pink Diamond. So I'm like, all right, maybe I can get it.
You thought.
And then I was under the impression maybe I could get DeMar and then I'll get Kareem just locking for Tim Thomas and being that's a non-auctionable card. And I was so disappointed when I got Wilt freaking Chamberlain. I'm like, bro,
wow,
what? Like I literally don't
unauctionable Wilt.
Non-auctionable Wilt.
It gets even better. I waited. Like when I saw that Pink Diamond, I waited. I just wanted to see spectrum of what was pulled before I made any decisions. And now I'm definitely happy with my choices because you basically locked in a free takeover season 1 card and a Hoff badge to get Wilt.
Yeah,
that's what you did.
Pretty much.
Yeah, sucks.
That is an L. I love how you took a W and an L in the same week. Standard Josh. Are you gonna upload next week? Like seriously, what are you doing?
Am I gonna upload? Yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I think you're about to lose the title of YouTuber. I don't know if you can call yourself that next week if you only upload 1 video. I'm just gonna be the Twitter guy. That's the way.
Leave this man alone. He was too sick to even punch a bigger hole in his wall.
I was gonna show you guys my medicine, but I don't want to get nobody demonetized, so I'm gonna just leave.
I mean, it's a bottle of Hennessy. I could just tell them what it
You
is.
can just say, yeah, that's my remedy. I'm gonna take a shot.
Man said he had a headache and is down in a bottle of Hennessy. I wonder why. Yeah. What works in mysterious ways. Spacial Jones, what you been doing this week? What you been grinding?
Yeah, man, I've been because I have most of the centerpieces I want. So I had to finish up clutch time offline wins. I think I went from 30 to 100. I got that done in like a week and a half while I was working my regular day job. But now that I've been doing that for that long, I stink in unlimited. So I'm not having the most fun playing online at all. I thought the Paul George was cool, so I want to lab that a little bit, mess with his attacking crossover. Yes. Shout out to Kev. I kind of knew about the attacking crossover. I did not know that he had the shifty attacking crossover in addition to the quick attacking crossover that Tim Thomas has, which is insane. So the fact that he can do that into that step back is wild.
It's the same attacking crossover as Tim Thomas?
Yeah, dude. It's I think it's up right or up left or something like that. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I've been watching people do the stanky leg across the entire court.
Offense.
Oh, that size up, his 6 size up is crazy too. I gotta lab that card. I haven't used them since I got them yesterday because I just picked up the $50 one because I wasn't gonna mess with those super packs. And what else? But now I'm kind of like I want to get back in unlimited because I was in a good place last season in terms of the team I won, but now I've gotten a whole lot more cards, so I'm a bit unfamiliar with a lot of the cards I'm using. So I got to really lab, get my shot releases down, find my spots that I like in the 21 delay for each player that I'm using. I have this particular lineup that's been giving me a hard time where it's Pistol Pete. Who's my 2? Can't remember my 2. No, Jordan Poole, Peja. I have my 18 Hall of Fame badge, Elton Brand, and then Anthony Davis with Hall of Fame Hyperdrive. I put on him. Or no, Hall of Fame Clan Breaker. I put
18 Hoff badge Elton Brand. You have the most souped Elton Brand in the game.
For no reason. It's completely unnecessary, but I love him, man. He's one of my I actually on my wall, that's an autograph of Elton Brand. My buddy who owns a gas station in Philly got me.
I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, I love Elton.
No, dude, I grew up watching Elton Brand, so I appreciate Elton Brand. Those Clippers teams were fun and ahead of their time.
Shout out to brand new best friend. Nobody ever says things like that, so just everybody.
If you
keep in mind, real ones know what time it is.
I think it was like the 2002 Clipper squad, the one with Darius Miles, Lamar Odom, Maggette, Elton Brand. You take them and slap them in today's NBA, they're probably a little bit better.
Come on, man. Somebody got to talk about it, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude.
Yeah, he knows what's up. But But that team has been struggling in Unlimited. I was like, I have a terrible record in Unlimited. I just got my centerpiece and moved on. So now I'm on like a 7-game losing streak. I can't win a game. Can't win. I either get to the fourth quarter where it's tied and I'm giving up a bunch of inside buckets, or I'm too fixated on running my scheme in the 21 delay and not trying to go into my playbook too deep that I'm not finding the shots that I want.
And I don't do a lot of, like if I go 2 days without using my main squad, it's like I've never shot with these cards before.
Yeah, Josh, I don't use series. I used to though.
I use the Iverson series. I've been using that lately, and
I heard about that one.
I really like it. It's for your wing scorers. Well, honestly, I don't even want to say that because I think it's just like how certain plays have certain play types. So I think it's like players who have certain plays because when I ran it and Porzingis is on the court, they run the double screen for him, and he comes off the double screens. And he has whole limitless, so it's ridiculous. Like he come off that. Usually it's a big man running to the screens, open every time. Like it gives you some good looks. Definitely gives you some good looks. And like if you read the defense well, you could get some easy inside look. Because a lot of people they try to bait you, but they can't. If you got 3-4 different looks, they can't play at the same time. So it's always something using that in the tournament game.
Have you sent your application to SimNation yet, Josh?
Huh? Yeah, I did send my application in, actually. I'm waiting for them to get back to me. But I don't know. I was trying. I don't know if it's because, like, I didn't play. I really played, like, one game prior to the quals. I came in doing the plays, got dogged. Like, I just couldn't hit a shot. It felt like the offense wasn't working. And it's crazy because I used it in the Playing Lounge tournament, and it was working well. Like, I was getting a stop. I was getting a bucket every time. So I don't know if it's just I wasn't prepared today or what. But I've been using it in Unlimited. I've been like winning by like 40, 30
Woo!
rage quits. So it's definitely been working. Like people don't like when you play patient. Like they press me. They try to spam steals, and if you just patient, like this dude's Allen Iverson got fouled out because he kept like he
Sorry, Mark Mojo literally just punched his desk 40 times and just walked away. I'm assuming he's out.
Oh no, I've been there, dude.
That sucks.
Oh, that was me earlier.
Man.
This is why I don't play, by the way. This is why it doesn't matter if I go out in the first game or 3 hours in, I'm gonna have the same reaction.
I didn't know if I was. I'm sorry if I was muted. I don't know.
No, you were muted.
Oh my god!
You
Okay,
actually
so
weren't muted. But
this
I think you made so much noise that it clipped the mic, so it didn't
Oh my
register.
god! I'm sorry. I apologize. Look, I don't rage, but that was bogus. The algo shift on this game is incredible. So let's talk about it right here, right now on this podcast. Unlimited is so toxic, and it just wants to pull what little hair I got left out my head. I'm gonna tell you, hey, let's segue
I
this.
think
because
here's a sensitive topic right now. You know,
everybody is on the same time with Unlimited. It is rough out here in these streets, man. My man Spacial Jones just alluded to it, how rough, man, and how, like, you know, it's just rough out here. No matter how good or bad you may think, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a casual, okay? I'm a casual ass whooper. That's me, all right? And I go to Unlimited. It's a mindset, all right? The mindset that I want to do good, all right? Now, I don't know what y'all's record are. My record is not the greatest, but I go in there just thinking I can win every game, knowing I can. I'm not in the arena of the Splashes of the world or the Ty Debos or whatever the case may be, but in spite of that, I feel like that I don't even have a puncher's chance in Unlimited times because the shift is crazy. Lag spikes is out of control. I think 2K's made a great game. Don't get me wrong. I love you, 2K, by the way. I'm just saying, I just got out of the pause right now, okay, on a good streak, and I lost because of a little edge of algo. It killed me out, and I'm just so disturbed right now.
Oh, man. Right,
Anyone got any takes on that?
Let me get my woo-saw. Oh my.
Absolutely.
Rough.
It is it's rough. I mean, I lost earlier due to OG Anunoby deciding that he wanted to do a under the basket scoop Dr. J layup at the end of the game for some reason, wide open.
It's a good
he
baseline layup.
He was in double overtime, by the way.
Double overtime.
Worst animations.
Hold on, wait. You were in double OT and OG
double OT, and it was
a reverse lay baseline.
And he was
22 seconds left.
Oh.
Yeah, 22 seconds left, and he decided instead of going for the open dunk because there was nobody on the right side at all, he decided to go under the hoop into double coverage and try to do a layup over Alonzo Mourning for no reason.
Wow. Oh,
and so the algo swing is real at times too. I was getting out rebounded in overtime like 8-1 at one point. Kristaps was 7'3" for no reason whatsoever. Like Kristaps drives me nuts, dude.
He's insane.
He's a human Newport, and I hate him.
Human Newport.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the algo is real. I was chatting to you on Discord just saying, Luz. I told you I played a quarter. I played one quarter where I got out rebounded 12-2 with Vucevic and Jarrett Allen. Like, the guy didn't have Porzingis, or I think he had. I think Vucevic might have been his center. 12-2, inexplicable.
I love
7 of them are open.
That's crazy.
What do you do in that situation? You just got to try and stay in the game till it switches, and then hope that you can close it out.
I just have a huge issue with rebounding in 2K for like the last few years. Rebounding has been a really weak spot in the game for a long time. For like half a decade now. It's really bad.
Preach. It's like rebounding for me, it's like two sides of the same coin, because it's like when it's working in my favor, like I really be feeling like, oh, I'm getting some good boards, like dang, Kristaps snagging, like it's 4 dudes snagging. And then when it's on the other end, it's like I got 4 dudes down there, and this month is over here grabbing the board every time. I get mad. So that's how I look at it. But rebounding does, like, it comes. It's not even like, for me, it's not even like a consistent thing. It just always comes at the most inconvenient time. Like,
yeah, man,
it's like those 50-50s.
Like, I need
stop. The 50-50s
right here. I get this stop. We go down the other court. We go down the other way. We get a bucket. We win this game. Yeah. Literally, get a good stop. Dude is by himself. You ever like you press triangle and like they don't
jump
until
they just throw their arms up.
Yeah. Like, they feel like
yep.
and they don't grab it. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, that's how I know, like, I'll go really be interfering. Because if I press triangle to get the rebound every time, I should be jumping for the rebound every time. There shouldn't be nothing hindering.
Your button press should register in action every time.
Exactly.
That's always kind of been my thing with the rebounding mechanic. Because it seems like, I know you guys grind offline. Like, you've probably seen your centers in a box out get thrown around by like a guard. And you're just like, well, how exactly does that happen? And if they don't have box out beasts, or is that an issue with something tied to difficulty? Like, what's happening? And it's weird to me because there's rebounding stats, right? Like, I know we don't have rebounding tendencies, but there's rebounding stats that should correlate.
Rebounding tendencies. It's the crash.
Do they?
Yeah,
I heard. Well,
the crash
I don't know if
tendency
that's
is
true.
key,
I don't know if that's true.
It's weird. No, it's weird though, because
a long time ago, Stoffer came out and said the crash tendency is how much they fall on the ground. I asked that. In like 2K16. Yeah, it was on Twitter. Yeah, the crash tendency is not. I don't know, dude. That's what we all thought. We all assumed that.
That's wild. Why would you phrase it
so dumb? Take that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, why is that? Why do you need a tendency for how often you fall to the ground? Take that out.
I don't know. That's what I was told. That's what we were told. I remember that. I think it almost seems like rebounding is an RNG mechanic, which kind of makes sense from a video game standpoint, right? You're just like, well, everybody should have an opportunity to potentially get it. But like you guys are alluding to, you're constantly in matchups where I'm in a 1-on, I got a small on me, and that's my board because I have Kareem, and he's not grabbing it or not jumping, or somebody else clears the box by jumping across and grabbing the board, and you're just like, well, how exactly? What do you do? Like, how do I impact?
There's times
the game
where it feels like the opponent's CPU just has takeover at all times and knows exactly where that ball's going to drop as soon as it's shot. Like, they'll make a beeline, box out 4 different people, jump over the top of them and grab that board. Like, before you've even shot it, it's like they know where it's going. It is wild.
I hate the feeling of being boxed out. Like when a guard boxes out my bait.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, it's like I'm running into a wall. It is the most.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, if I'm a big and this is a guard, move his ass, bro. Like, what? Go get the ball, bro. Move.
Take a
lift him up and put him out the way. Like,
something like. How do you activate that swim move for the box out? That's what I want to know.
That's what I want to know too.
How do you just if I got a small on me and he boxes me? All right, fine. Maybe he won that in a second. Can I press L2 and now I have a shot at that? Like, now it's a mini game. Like, because that'd be nice if that was a part of it.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
I know I'm about sick and tired of small forwards, out rebounding my Hakeem, my Dwight. You know what I'm saying? I guess the old adage for me is right now with rebounding is this. I wish I had those same rebounds my opponent has every game. It's like, I wish. And it gets tiring. And Spacial Jones, you make a great points concerning rebounding. I don't know if they would implement a mini game, but something needs to happen because, again, it is definitely taking the head for me right now, not just with the algo shifts. What got me within the last game I played was whenever I went for a dribble move with Magic, literally he does a move and like he floats out of bounds. Like, I can't even press X. I can't pass. I can't move. Y'all know those mechanics. If you've been online, you know exactly what I'm referring to right here. It's literally you're stuck. And when you get stuck, it is one of the most demoralizing feelings because you could have made a play right then and there. Right now, as I sit, and I got to take a breath right now and I take a little woo-saw because it just irks me, the game, it has its ups and downs, but it's those pivotal moments that we were referring to, those moments where it will really define a game where we end up getting either hold or sometimes we do, sometimes it works in our favor. So, but more often than not, it
is pretty balanced. We just don't notice it. The only time we're really going to notice it is when we really need it to go in our favor and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, that's the time
it could be true.
That's the worst. Like, I can't tell you how many games I lost was like, I don't know what it is too. Sometimes I don't know if you guys are like this. Like, you ever played a game like you're obviously playing, like you're trying to win, but you're not trying really hard. Like, you ever feel like your defense is just good enough, like you're playing just good enough defense, and then you feel like, all right, you're getting the right stops, but you got to be a little bit more aggressive or like intentional with your like rotations and stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? Or
no.
Yeah, I'm a horrible defensive player, so no, I don't.
I mean, I set all my settings for defense. I try to do that. Like, I notice sometimes with my settings, the game will be really good at those like scramble possessions where it's like up offensive rebound. And if I have like a particular player and I can shift them at the right time, the scramble will work perfect. But there are more often than not times where that scramble happens and we just die on an offensive rebound and give up a three. And I'm just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
and that can happen for a whole quarter.
Is the rebounder becomes more frustrating because whenever they get that board, your defense has collapsed. All 5 players have gone for that rebound.
Bless you.
I have 2 guys going after a board, and then one guy's literally out of the play.
If all 5 guys go after the board and don't get it, they get out rebounded by 1 guy. You know this because 4 guys are wide open on the perimeter, waiting for that kick out for the
Every
3.
time, man.
So the question is, how did this guy get the board? What does he have that the five other players don't? Richie, what's your thoughts on the gameplay this year, man?
The first thing I noticed immediately was the latency was just night and day better last year. Like, I don't know what, it seems to be that way too. It seems to be like every other year, the latency is either really good or really shit. And this year it was so tanky. Like the players just move like slugs. And if you were to play last year's game online, just the fluidity of it is crazy. And I hate the stupid jumping for 3-point fouls. I can't stand those. Get those out of the game or tone them down. They're ridiculous. Get them out. They can't even jump.
I'm not mad at
them.
Time.
Well, you talking about like when you try to contest and you get the foul?
Yeah, every time.
I love that. I love that.
It's a foul every time.
I'm not mad at it because there used to be a point in time where I would legit get fouled behind the 3-point line. Like,
and that's crazy.
And
that's when you're playing a football game.
Anything like they rarely called it. So I'm not mad that they call it now. It is.
They just call it too much.
It's just every time.
Yeah,
not just in a while. It's every time.
You know what's funny? They actually said they addressed it, didn't they? 2K addressed it at the start of the year, saying there'll be less 3-point fouls, and then there wasn't for like 2 weeks, and I think they just flipped that back, and suddenly they were back in the game again, like back-to-back positions.
But my reason is like I don't think it's bad because one thing like when I grew up playing basketball, one thing the coaches always say is you don't ever jump like on a jump shoot like the open, just close out. And like you're never supposed to jump. So like when they call those fouls, I feel like if I get the foul call, like, all right, that was a bad jump. Like I shouldn't be doing that.
But why do none of my players have the IQ to stop short?
But that's the thing. I know how to stop it. Like what I do now is I'm realizing when I run out at people in the 3-point line, they're open. I don't hold L2 because that just makes you move slower. I'm holding R2 and I'm holding the left stick up or the right stick. I have it in hand,
smart.
And then I back up a little bit because then it makes them second guess like now do I want to show doing the drive and I'm still in good enough position to where like I could cut off the baseline or like I could just guard it better. Like it gives me more time to like kind of recover and get back in position. So that's something I've been doing that's working for me. Anytime I jump out on the 3-point line, it's always when I'm being impatient. Like if I'm like, oh shoot, like he's open, I jump. If they get the foul, I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, so
I think to Richie's point though, like in terms of the frequency, I notice it happens a lot with bigs, man. Like late closeouts to bigs, they pay for that, dude. Like if you have a big at the free throw line and you're thinking you're going to jump and contest, you're not. You're just going to give up the 3 free throws because he's going to hit the offensive guy. It'd be nice if the game had like a run around mechanic. Like, do y'all remember? It might have been not last year's 2K, but 2K20 21, where like if you held up R, they would automatically run towards the ball handler. So it'd be nice if they like did like, you know, in the NBA when you have a late closeout, you don't ever run into the guy that's shooting. You run past them. That's why you see brothers running out of bounds. You don't run into the guy that's shooting. That's football. It's not basketball.
Yeah, I mean, you can technically do it through X switching, right? Like if you just control, if you just control someone off the ball and then hold X, they will just run to every player to guard them. That is like a huge skill gap this year, by the way. X switching, like I feel like it's like a massive, like you know, Ludes, how you said there's like 2 skill gaps in this game. X switching is the third.
Yeah, I would say defensive settings, X switching, and money.
Finally got a skill like the way this. I think that's probably been the biggest change. Is like the new every time if you don't catch it right, it's like a different speed on the jump shot, and with like that, that's been pretty.
You like that?
Interesting.
You like that feature?
Kinda.
I do. I like it too.
I'm a fan of shooting this year. Like I'm really big on shooting this year. I genuinely like it, and like the way I try to compare it is like real basketball. Like so, right now I've been changing the way I've been playing the game, And like, I don't know if y'all the same. I like seeing a filled out stat line. I don't want to see two people with 26, everyone else with 5. I want to see this guy with 12. This guy got 11 assists. This guy got like 7 rebounds. Like, I want to see everybody on my team contributing. And like, it gives me more like of a sense of pride when I win the games. Or like, even if I lose the game, I'm like, you know, he played good. He didn't play well. But what I do like about shooting is like, I like how it's like different speeds. Because like, Stephen Curry, for example, he's going to shoot the ball different versus when he's wide open. You know, sometimes Steph like to, you know, move his shoulders a little bit or just, you know, set his feet up. Rather than like if you got defense on him, you trying to get that shot off quick. So like I like how the closer the defender is to you, the faster the release is. Like I love that feature in the game.
Yeah. Richie, what was your thoughts on it? Is it good or bad? Yeah, I agree, Josh.
I mean, I'm more for the stamina portion of it because I think stamina has always been an issue in this game where I still feel like this year I can run my starting 5 like 90% of the game, but I do notice that when they're getting tired that they start to shoot the ball really slow, which is good. Makes you get them out. So I guess I am in favor for it. I think it adds a new skill gap to the game, which it is needed. I think getting like small, but the sensitivity by the baseline needs to be toned down. My God, anytime I'm down there, I'm stepping out of bounds. It's calling a time. It's calling a freaking. Change the sensitivity on the baseline down. I hate that.
You mean to stay in bounds?
It always says I'm stepping out of bounds. It's not that sensitive. It's only right below the basket. Every time I'm trying to it's out of bounds.
As soon as you catch the ball under the basket, you will go out of bounds.
Out of bounds is crazy like right now because literally you can pass it to the center and it's almost scary to pass it to him because you feel like you're about to go out of bounds. In triple threat, it's worse. You know what I'm saying? Any type of move you do down there, you got to go down out of bounds. God bless.
Yeah, the opposing center will throw cheeks at you pretty much every single time and shoot you out of bounds every time. Like they'll hit you with a twerk move and you're out of bounds every possession.
Twerk move.
Twerk. Yeah, twerk
every time.
There's no way we talking about twerking.
They'll just booty bump you out of bounds all day. That happens to us every single game.
I know what you do with your free time.
You learned lapping these moves.
I'm lapping the moves. I'm in freestyle, just trying to work on my twerk moves for my centers. Yeah, every single time.
Show some moves right now for the podcast.
Oh,
I would prefer not to do that.
I don't want to. I'm good. Yeah, I think we're good.
That's funny.
Do you guys want some controversy? Should we have a controversial conversation?
Bring it.
Down.
Are you ready? All right, let's do that. I'm just going to flip the podcast on its head today because Richie kind of brought this up, so it seems weird to come back to it. So, as I said, I've been chatting to DBG this week, and he has a new thing that he thinks is going to ruin the game, and I want to get your guys.
There's a new one every week. I love.
Yeah, he's trophy case has been resolved. I think budget cards has been resolved. Moments card, so he switched to green or miss now. Yes, DBG, I'm trolling you quite openly here. That is happening. He sometimes he sends me a message afterwards. He's like, "Is this about me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'll just tell you. So he said green or miss is like he thinks it's a barrier to entry for new players, casual players. Like I said, I think I think we're really scraping the barrel. It's my opinion. I think we're really scraping the barrel now of what is a turn off for casual or new players. I'm just gonna be honest. That's where I'm at. I'll give my thoughts on it at the end, but you guys let me know. Green or miss? You think it's a barrier to new players?
Yes.
All right, go on.
No.
So
I think it depends on the mode.
Yeah, it depends on. That's kind of where I'm at too. Like, it's a barrier for entry for offline modes. Like green or miss in offline modes, I think is a little ridiculous. Like, yeah, it's a little too strict. I mean, if a newer player is just trying to play against the CPU, then I don't really think green or miss is really necessary for that. I mean, in all video games are kind of going the Dark Souls route now. Like, everybody's kind of making it as hard as humanly possible to play games. I get like the old school gaming mentality of things were too easy in like the late 2000s. Like, I get that. I mean, you could basically not fail entire games at certain points, but when it comes to the E for everyone sports titles, like, I don't think it's a bad thing to have relatively easy mechanics for offline modes. When it comes to online, yeah, sure, keep it the way it is. I mean, online's competitive. You can keep it with that skill gap, but that's kind of why I'm always talking about changing all the offline stuff to pro because it's not necessarily green or miss on pro.
I sent a message to them today.
I actually agree with that. I didn't think I would. I agree with that.
I sent a message to them today about difficulty, by the way. Just put it out there. Like I've kind of addressed it. Let's see. You can see it, Spatial. Actually, you can see the message. I think.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, Josh, go on.
I don't think it's an issue. Like because for one,
even in offline though.
Yeah, I feel like it's so much easier. Like I feel like I can throw. I feel like right now it's offline, not even really green and miss because semi-pro. I ain't gonna lie, I'd shoot some slightly earlies. They be going in. They be dropping. Like if I get it close enough to green, and they be dropping.
But I'm talking about. I mean, majority. Let's like 85% of the offline grinds are on All-Star or above. That is definitely.
I think if they change it to semi-pro, it's fine. It changes everything.
Yeah,
I feel like. I feel like it's
semi-pro isn't green or miss though, so that it feels that's kind of like green or miss basically starts at All-Star. That's where it starts.
Mm-hmm. It does.
So I
That's
feel
a
like
good catch.
It down, everybody would still be happy because you still got green or miss when like online game modes where like because I think I speak for everybody when I say you don't want to be losing to a dude who just smacked 10 whites in a row. Like, come on, like that's he shouldn't be making that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't mind that, me personally. But I'm not a comp player, so please don't take my opinion.
I'm not a comp player either.
But you're really good. You're really good. So I look at a lot of you guys as like people who could be in the mix. Like I can't be in the mix in terms of like playing guys. Like I bumped into Splash 3 times last year on a Saturday throughout the year. And each time I quit because that's hell, and I don't live my life to be in hell. So, but like what I will say is like I always thought. And I know everybody I think has a basketball background. Shot quality was the key. So selfishly, it's like, okay, if you make whites, but I'm giving you butt naked jump shots, then brother, hey man, God bless. Like I'm cooking you. But if we're competitive and you guys are like high level switching, you're right. I'm not earning those bakes. So that's where I agree with it. If I'm not earning it and you're doing a great job of contesting. Because I've seen certain people when they're really good at like just making sure their menace badge or whatever is kicking in. You're right. 10 makes even on like a 30%, white is. I think that's kind of crazy. Like that's a little high.
I don't mind it because like the whites right now, it's like they drop in occasionally, and like it annoys me. But because it doesn't happen so much, it's just kind of like whatever. And,
more whites do drop on next gen than they do on current gen. Current gen is a almost pure green and miss experience.
Oh, really? You know what? You're right. Because when I play, I love playing All-Star Team Up on current gen. By the way, it's probably the most fun I have. It's actually why I fell in love with Kobe Jumper. But you actually are right.
Josh, you're getting super close to a full head stream here. You need to like sort your.
But I do like the shooting on current gen. I do feel like it's pretty smooth. I think jump shooting on current gen.
Matt's gone.
I don't like the
mechanics. I think I might legitimately be the only person, or at least in that I've seen in the content creation sphere, that thinks that current gen is better than next gen.
I don't know. You know what? I didn't play.
Hot take. I know. That's a hot take. I say that from like a for fun.
That's why I didn't
for fun online perspective. Like if you're a Sim Nation guy, obviously that is not going to be the case at all in any way, shape, or form. But for online, I actually prefer the way the game plays on current gen this year than I do on next gen. Next gen is pure hell, and I despise it.
But for what it's worth, you're probably the worst advert on Twitch for current gen. Because if someone went to your stream and went, I'm thinking of switching to current gen and watched you stream for 3 minutes.
Watch me stream next gen. It's significantly worse. I would tweak playing next gen because every single next gen game, if you think current gen is the same, oh man, go play next gen. It's the same every single game.
Is that duct tape on your arm?
Oh, me?
On your right arm? What is that? Oh, that was a tattoo. I'm sorry. I was
going to say a sleeve.
I was like, what the?
I think I was duct taping up.
A 70-year-old man would say.
My vision's going. It's not looking good, man. My vision's going.
I just hate. I don't know, man. Next gen's just rough for me. It's too much mashing and it freaks me. Like it makes me super angry.
Is everyone else here on next gen? Was anyone playing
on next gen?
I'm on next, but I'm gonna say this on current. The rim runs are insane, and mashing is insane compared to next.
Better on current though.
So
really,
current, yeah. You said defense is better on what?
Because like, okay, so my thing is, only thing I base it off of is like I only play team up on current, So I'm really controlling one play. But from what I noticed, I usually play lock when we do it. So I'm guarding the ball. When I go on next gen, it's so much harder to get a stop on next gen because of like the dudes I play with, they're all sweat. So they know like how to get a standing dunk every time. And once you get a standing dunk on next gen, there's no stopping it. Like there's just no stopping it. But on current gen, when I do play and like I cut him off, or like let's say he beat me, if I jump for the block, they could go for a standing dunk, don't matter. I'm gonna get the stop. So I feel like stops are a little bit easier to come by on current gen from what I've seen. That's just from what I've seen.
I agree, and that's why I play it.
Wow.
Straight up. And the jump shots are a little bit faster. That's the other reason I play it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The speed of the actual game of current gen is faster than next, and that's crazy. Because next gen is supposed to be the future. That's the supposed to be the faster gen. And what I mean by that is like the actual, like when you go into it right now, and which I'm not a sniper, you can go in here and click on here and you go and try to just, go in there on the filters. It's faster, obviously, on current gen. Current gen has so many better intricacies. So I give you that. On the point of green or miss, though, I will say this. Ludez is completely right. I'm advocate as well as putting it on pro or semi-pro. Make offline fun again. It's not cool when CPUs are slapping you, in the face because they got Hoff Intimidator, Hoff Menace, Hoff Whoop Your Butt. They got all the Hoff badges. CPU is comp. CPU is comp. I've said it once. Let me say it again.
I mean, some of these 72 overall golds are just
Rick Fox.
Well, yeah, with his Garnier Fructis hair, as Ludez calls it, or whatever the case may be, with his soul glow and all that, man, popping me offline. Man, that right there just diverts you from the game. So I get why DBG is saying that, and he makes a great point. Make offline fun again.
I think he's don't give him any credit because he's definitely
I think he's talking about online.
Oh, he's talking about online?
Online.
He deserves zero credit. Let me give you my take on
bad.
this. I think people have forgotten. Really quickly. One of the biggest complaints last year is everyone's making every shot with their eyes closed, right? And you know what you said, Spacial? You said that he just makes every shot anyway. You said the skill gap's like getting open, right? Getting a good look. I felt like last year that was the entire skill gap on shooting. If you could get a good look, it was going to go in. Even if you lated it, there was still a good chance it was going to hit. This year, I feel like there's now an additional skill gap. So you got to get open, which first of all is harder because the SIGs and animations are rare on cards to get open. So you're looking at, different channels to get open. And then you've got to green the shot. And I'm fine with that because like right now, one of the big complaints is, your scoring at the rim is so easy. Splash literally uploaded a video to Twitter of him scoring with his eyes closed at the rim.
Crazy.
I feel like last year was the same for shooting. Like if we made it that way now, it would be almost impossible to miss a shot. I think we're getting to a point where
if there was a contest last year, it was likely that you were going to miss. So if it was wide open, it was always going to go in at least like 9 out of 10 times. But if you played someone who really knew how to play meta defense, whereas they could just stand in front of you, like you would have trouble scoring last year. Whereas this year, if somebody's attacking the interior, especially on next gen, on current gen, you can get paint stops. They're still kind of rare, but you can get them on next gen. If somebody is just attacking the rim, it doesn't matter how good your positioning is. They're probably going to score with like a 68% heavy, though.
Oh my God, next gen shooting is smooth. I mean, current gen shooting is smooth.
Current gen.
Look at me providing waves out here, bringing everybody back to the promised land of current gen. I'm like the Moses of current gen right now.
Oh, and I might give current gen a run like next season and see.
I'm like, I've made that decision start of this year. I don't want to keep. I feel like it's like a cop out for me. I only switch consoles when I'm struggling. I just got to learn to be better.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, I'm not going to next. I'm not doing it this year.
I can't go.
Richie, what's your thoughts on DBG's take?
I just find it interesting, like the mindset. It's all on your mindset of who you are as a player. Like there's comp, and then there's the casuals, and they clash heads anytime. Like you'll never get that camaraderie with the two because they're all on such different wavelengths as far as players. It's hard to get just if there's no right or wrong answer, to be honest, because you say yes, then you're, the comp players want it to be yes. Of course, yes, you want greens to go in, you're being rewarded for hitting the shot, right? And then the casuals. So I don't think there is a right answer. I personally love it, but I always thought about it. Like that's where I feel like my team fails in this mode because you're sat back and actually thought like, what is the goal of my team? It's kind of a weird thing. Like, if you think about it, what is the goal of MyTeam? Like, if it ended right now, there's really nothing different about it right now compared to where it is at the end of the year. You're just playing the same modes all year. But is it to build the ultimate team? Is that it? Is that what we're doing? Like, just to have the best players at their peak top performances, like to create that team? Is that the goal? Like, what is the goal of MyTeam? Like, it's kind of a mind-boggling question. Like,
I think there's a lot of answers to that question now.
There really is. Like,
yes, there are.
Is it to get level 40? Is it to be? Right. Is it to finish unlimited? Is it to get Is it to get every major reward in every mode?
Card collecting's a big one now. Yeah,
card collecting. Like, it's such a weird question. Like, if someone were to come up to you and ask them straight, "Oh, well, what's that mode about? Like, what do you ultimately try to do?" It's like, shit, I don't know.
That's a great point.
It's weird.
I think it started out as like a, what you said initially, like trying to assemble your favorite players at the peak of their careers. I think that's what it started out as up until
2K20,
about 2K19. Yeah. Like up until that point, I mean, that's kind of what it was all about. It was just getting the card, or not even the cards, but the players that you love and playing with them at their peak physical abilities. But then I think somewhere around 2K20 it shifted from that into an esports title, for lack of a better term, and then started catering to like 6 or 7 different types of MyTeam players. And that's kind of the issue that we're having now, I think, because everyone finally reminisces about like 2K17 and 2K18, and I've said it before, it's the 250K tournament. That's what changed everything.
That's what really ruined the game mode. Like, and honestly, I get it, it's life-changing money for some people, to win it. But like, honestly, I feel like the game mode, I mean, the 250K did ruin it to an extent, but like also the choices people made and like deciding not to be the end goal. I feel like it's so stressful to try to be a comp player. Like, it's just so stressful.
I think there's actually very few people that realistically think they've got a shot at qualified. I do think it like created like a kind of sweat mindset. I think content creators had a big part to play in that as well. Like, not even the creators, the actual content that was being put out. It was all about meta. Everything was about meta jump shots, SIGs.
I think 2 of the biggest issues with MyTeam currently right now, and it's going to be, I mean, they're hot takes to say it because people love these things, but two of the biggest issues are the 250K tournament and the databases. Those are the 2 biggest issues and why we are dealing with the way the mode is played now to a certain extent.
See, I think in 21, so it's interesting. You said at some point it changed, right? Like, I think at 21 it changed because I think the comp mentality kicked in right at the end of like 2K20 in the wider player base, right? But then season started and XP started as well at the start of 21.
Yeah.
So I think you had like people basically making a decision like, do I want to keep playing online because it's so sweaty, or do I just want to go and be that offline grinder / card collector and just stay away from this? And I feel like the community just fractured in half. And then ever since we've got like subsections of these factions.
Thank you.
I don't know if it would kill the mode, or I don't know that it would not kill the mode. I don't know that it would kill the problem, but it's such an easy fix to fix the casual from there. I mean, it wouldn't entirely fix it, but it would separate, I think, a great deal to have a ranked and unranked unlimited. Because the ranked guys are obviously going to be in there trying to sweat, try to be on the leaderboard, which they're doing a terrible job, can I say, at like doing the leaderboard, like monitoring that. It is so awful. Like, it's like it almost doesn't exist because you look there and they're all bots. So I think
you telling me that
annoying,
700 guy isn't legit? Is that what you're saying?
No. And look at these names, though. Like, if I go right here and just look at these names, they are like the PlayStation, like generic, like I don't even know. Like,
they all look like locker codes.
Like the top name is Tikati 50. Like, look at these, and they're all like, look, this is 900. The top person on the leaderboard has a losing record by over 200 losses. That's not a leaderboard.
This is an issue on PlayStation more so. Like, when you look at Xbox, it's like there's a couple pretty bad ones, but for the most part, it's like
I reckon the top 1,000 people on PS5 are bots.
Like, that's interesting. I mean, Xbox really isn't that bad.
They can't keep. They've just given up. Like,
there is a dude who's ranked. Okay, there's a dude who's ranked number 6. His name is Peak Flower 13535. He has a record of 440 and 893. So
But look at these win percentages. The top 10, not one person has over 50% win percentages, I mean, this is not a leaderboard. This is games played. This is, I mean, to me, a leaderboard is who's the best, who has the best. This is all games played. And the worst thing they could have done is giving such a reward for losing games. Why are we getting points for losing games? Are these participation trophies? Like, you should have to finish the game, and if you quit out, you know the consequence of not finishing. But I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, when it comes to the leaderboard, I feel you, but I think unlimited as a game mode is healthier from a casual perspective for giving some points for losing.
I just don't think it should be as high. Like, I still feel like you get like 100 points for like losing.
I mean, it's undeniable that it makes farming easier, right? It just does.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because if you want to get casual players to play these online modes, you kind of have to implement these mechanics so that they will continue to actually play these modes. But then there's going to be bots that exploit it. Like that's
true. But that one thing that's the one thing they added that ruined the game. That lock-on player shit. That stupid thing where they just, whatever that is, that's the thing that ruined the most.
Well, I think it was implemented. It should have never been
for it, man. Richie, I'm on your side.
You can play a guy that's not controlling all 5 players, and then the other person is player locking. Like, I've always felt like the issue with that whole thing was matchmaking, man. Like the game, it seems like the game doesn't have any matchmaking, right? Mm-hmm. If you go to any competitive game, like go play Tekken Online. You know, Tekken Online has a belt system, right? So you might be 5th Kyu or whatever. Brother, you're not gonna go against a guy with a higher belt and you have a low belt. You're not doing it. Like, no competitive game operates in that type of space where it's like, yep, the top 5 guy is going against the 8,158th guy now. That's not how it's supposed to work. So, and then you combine that with people exploiting systems or farming businesses exploiting their systems as well. So they need proper matchmaking, man. At the very least, like for like. Like if you're playing player lock, you're playing against somebody else who's playing player lock. Have fun. You guys are both cheating yourselves out of 30 minutes. Enjoy it. You know,
what I don't like about these AFK dudes, like
I love that idea.
They try to make the argument like, all right, you're getting the free win. Sometimes it's not only about getting a win. We trying to get out of there fast. Like
that's how the community is, though. But at the same time, I'm not trying to be in a long game. Like I get it. I'm still getting a win, but I'd rather win where I could get it in 15 to 20 minutes rather than 40 minutes because the CPU's fouling. They running plays. They walking the ball up. Like,
Josh, how can you complain about a free dub though? That's
I was waiting for him to say it.
I'm about to listen now. Look. It's all my AFKers out there. I'm gonna be on your side about one thing. Thank you for the dubs. All right. Thank you. Now, to allude to what Richie said, which he's telling the truth, I do feel like that they're, either they should decrease the points for our opponents that do lose or just nix it all together because it is getting out of hand. I will say that.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like they could implement a system where they decrease the points for anyone who's doing a player lock, though. Like, I feel like they could easily do that.
They could.
They've been trying because remember, they messed up the points that one day.
That was horrible. I don't care what anyone says.
They stopped the dashboard. They're acting, but like people, I don't know. They're so adamant on just finding a loophole all the time. It's like they make I'm literally on limited this week, bro, playing this guy, and it was so weird. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get my ring. I don't care. You're AFK, that's fine. But like you coming to my, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. You ran into me at a bad time. I ran into you.
Both loaded into the game,
like,
surely.
What? Like you loaded up the game. I ran to you at a bad time. Like I'm like, what, bro? Get off the game, bro. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna play. Then the dude pauses it. First, he calls a timeout, uses the whole timeout. I'm like, what are you are you trying to piss me off? Because like now, I'm not even saying nothing to him. Like I'm like, yo, bro, just leave the game, bro. I don't got time. I'm not even being toxic. Now he thinks it's funny. He came on the mic. He said something about Tiger Woods. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about?
Don't ever tell someone to leave the game because they're never going to leave the game.
Like,
exactly.
Tell them to stay in the game.
And then he actually started playing. Like he actually started playing again because like they gave him a violation for standing still or like staying out of bounds. So then he actually started to move around again. I'm like, how did you have time to do something else? You just don't want to play the game. Like, how did you have time to AFK, but you still on the sticks. That defeats the whole purpose.
Josh, do you want to hear a really satisfying story from yesterday for me?
Nah, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of these dudes, man. Like, and it's only when it's inconvenience to me. Like, I don't run into them often, but like, it's not always about the free win, bro. Like, you're making somebody else's gaming experience bad.
I mean, but every single aspect of this game
at a certain point, man.
That's it, bro.
It's so grind heavy though. Like, I mean, like I don't fault people for doing it because I mean, like the game is so grind heavy.
They don't need to grind. They don't need to grind. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Like,
what do you mean you
don't
have grind at certain points though?
No, quality of life. Like, no, seriously. Like, if you don't have time, you don't have time. Don't you doing that. You ruining somebody else's gaming experience. Like, if you don't have time,
I know, but like, how much more are they ruining your gaming experience than a dude who is full court pressing you down 20 for the entirety of the game?
Guess what? Same way they can leave the game, I can leave the game too. If the dude full court press me, I want to go, I'll just quit the game. That's it.
I mean, true. I mean, it's not like I agree with their usages of their time, but it's like I understand to a certain extent. If you're a 2K head, you don't have time that day. You got to do something in a day. Like, you're gonna find the exploits and you're gonna do it though.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, there's
FOMO. It really goes back to FOMO because everyone has
Yeah. But at the end of the day, here's the thing, guys. 2K is a great game. We all know this, but somebody's always going to find a loophole. Somebody's always going to find an exploit behind any mode, period, whether we like it or not. It's just in any game, there's always some exploit you can find to either, make your game better or do what they're doing right now is, getting points and getting boxes and all that good stuff. It is what it is. Exploits is going to be there. I will say this, though. Regardless, I mean, what difference does it make? Like Lude said, if somebody's sweating you out for the whole game or playing somebody's AFK, dub is a dub. That's just all I'm saying.
I can leave. It's not. I'm saying it's not about
a dub is a dub.
That's everybody's argument. It's not about the dub all the time. Sometimes I just want to load up the game and just be in like if I know the game could be quick, like limited. It's not a long game mode. The quarter lengths are shorter. He's dragging out that game mode. I just want my ring and get off. I hate playing limited, but I wanted Eddie Jones. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to play limited. I'm playing this dude. I'm like, all right, I could just say here, take the win, but like now I'm annoyed, bro. Like this is not fun to me. It's not fun to me.
No, I mean,
I get that. I get that. Yeah,
but it's just like I would just go on domination, and that's the only time I actually AFK.
But that's the system,
But I don't do it
offline. It's fine. Can I tell you a story about yesterday when I was playing limited? Because someone got like the worst AFK karma ever. It was really funny. So I'm playing yesterday, guy AFKs. So that's the first AFK game I had since the first day of the season in Unlimited. But I ran into someone who's AFK in Limited, and now they do the thing right where they just like run around a little bit. Because if you don't touch the controller, it basically quits for you, right? It's like you've used all your pause timers. So this guy's in the game. He's down by, 100. And he's obviously moving his controller around. I think he's assumed that in the last quarter, then he doesn't need to touch his controller because it's like, it's a long enough time. There's not long enough left in the game for him to time out. And with 19 seconds left, he'd obviously used his, not touched his controller for too long. And quit thing came up for me. Do you want to check out the game? And I teased this guy, I'm not kidding, for like 45 seconds, just going up and down. And I took the quit. Like, he put all that energy. Let's think about this for a second. He put all that energy into just moving his controller around for 25 minutes. Got nothing to show for it because he was just trying to do it as an exploit. Why wouldn't you just play that game? If you've got the time to move the controller around, just play the game. Just play the game.
Yeah.
If you lose,
maybe you boot up the game. You boot up the game to play. Like, that was the whole point. Like, I don't know. Like, that's why I've always kind of been against AFK because, like, the whole reason my system is on is because when I get off here, I'm finna play. I'm going to get on my controller and I'm going to play. The idea that it's like, well, I'm going for my reward, so I don't really have to care about the other person that's on the stick sharing this experience with me. I always thought that was a little, like, messed up, but I understand to lose this point, people don't have the time. And, that's very true, right? Like, we all have different work schedules. Not everybody works from home. You can't just hop on the game. So I get
people are doing it remotely, though, dude. I don't think, like, people
are
doing it remotely from work. Like,
I know a few people doing that. My guy,
I'm not going to lie,
does it all the time.
It's just such a funny thing that people do. Like, they'll be up at work, like, man, let me do remote play real quick and grind out these unlimited games. Like, I don't know. It just makes me laugh. I don't know. I think the reason I enjoy it, though, is because I see a lot of, like, super toxic dudes who have been hella toxic to me on Unlimited in the past just freaking out on Twitter, and it makes me super happy. I don't know.
You are the most toxic.
Oh man.
going back to where this started, green or miss. Do you guys think it's the actual question was? Do you guys think it's going to drive casuals away? Do you think that's going to happen or no?
No,
it's not.
No.
I think any game, there's a learning curve. Any game you play, if you play the division,
that's my thoughts.
If you play Rumbleverse, the idea that like, well, I need to get on 2K and I'm not very good, so everything has to go my way is weird. Why are you like? I got a new car. Like so, if I get a new car, I went from an Impala to another car. So if I get into my new car and it's not the same way as my old car, I don't go to the car company and go, "This is too hard." Like, no, I got to learn how to use it. You know, so I spend some time with my owner's manual. I get on YouTube and I learn some stuff. You know, if you have to learn how to play the game, that's a part of the entire experience of gaming. It's been that way since the 70s. So you can't just go, well, all right, this is too hard for me, and it needs to be made easier. That's a weird mindset.
I always use the example of 2K20 because like 2K20, like that was the first MyTeam I like played. Not 19, I played a little bit. I played like 17, 18, but I played like my league and stuff. So 2K20 was like the first MyTeam I really got into, and I could not shoot for shit. I could not shoot in that game. I remember just brick after brick, and a lot of people were the same. And it was the biggest boom the game's ever seen. So if it did put them off then, why would it put them off now?
Right. I couldn't shoot.
It's the biggest sports game it's one of the biggest sports games in the world. People are playing it of all spectrums. So I don't even think it's a thing that it's an actual concern that we need to be worried about. Well, are people actually going to like this? That ain't my job, man. I'm a participant in it. I'm going to play the game and have a good old time. That's for the people that work in their analytics department to figure out who's going to get on the game and how hard it is for them. Not mine.
Exactly, Spatial. I'm in the same boat, man. I'm here. I love the game first and foremost. I play it for the love of the game and to see what the game is all about. And I can't speak for no one else, man. But regardless, online, offline, I'm gonna try. That's the thing. I'm gonna try. A lot of people, unfortunately, do not adapt to change well. Everybody that I know right now that's like, oh, I don't like the game, is still in that 2K22 mindset that even I was in, whether they felt like they can make every shot. Oh, now there's a little, curvature to it. Now you can't handle it. Please. No, you can handle it. Get in there and freestyle. Get in there, just play, just play and have fun. Simple as that. That's my thing.
You're absolutely right. You know what's funny, Mojo? It's the cycle of it as well. Like, I don't like 2K21 because it's different to 20. I don't like 2K22 because it's different to 21. Like, the consistency is kind of crazy.
Right.
Like, they just move in cycles. Like, it takes time to get used to a game. This is what I was saying. That was kind of my argument to this. It took me a few weeks to get used to cards shooting.
I do think Luz is right in terms of the difficulty, though, needing to be on semi-pro for offline stuff. I think that's exactly right. It'll just give a casual user and an experienced user, I think, a better feel of the game. And from an AI behavior standpoint, you notice the game kind of has a better flow on the lower difficulties up to pro. The moment you get past pro, weird stuff.
That's a big thing.
So Luz, that's why I think Luz is absolutely right. He's right on the money.
You can simulate, in my opinion, an NBA game a lot better on pro than you can on higher difficulties.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Can we talk about something else Luz has been right about, and the only person who's been right about it?
I love being right.
Dubs in the Premier, I think. So I've been saying pretty consistently that we're not going to see opals till December, January. Pretty much everyone, I think, has kind of been on that track. Luz has been like, we're getting them next week. And guess what? Yeah, we got them this week.
Look, Richy said it earlier. He said that every year you can pretty much predict what's going to happen. It's not difficult.
Early this year, though, no? Did they not come early?
I mean, they did, but I was just like the trajectory of the game. Like, we're going to get packable opals. Once they drop opals that are available for grinding, it's only a matter of time before they end up in packs. And when I say a matter of time, I mean like a week, literally. So like when we started people were getting 2 opals, I was like, no chance Black Friday goes past without an opal in packs.
Well, it wasn't that, so it was like a month in between, because actually the end of last season is when we got opals. So it was like a 6-week wait before we had an opal.
Well, we got the 1, but I figured once we got 2, which we got 2 like a couple weeks ago, I was like, we're getting them like ASAP now.
Yeah. And I've been asking for Paul George for the longest. I'm so happy.
You have.
Crazy controversy this week, I think, which is crazy that it is a controversy because I only feel like it only helped. It's not that bad. It's not that crazy. I promise. You can now buy the best card. I thought that was a major step forward. I actually thought that was a great idea because you see these streams Troy Dan's trying to pull Kobe Bryant. He's spending $2,000. Now it's just a flat 50. Boom, if you want to. I'm so sick of this pay to win shit. I'm sorry. Life is pay to win, folks. It is what it is. You're gonna get nicer things if you pay for it. It is what it is. But I do agree. But it's like, but it does help the community because now a card like Paul George that would probably just being a standard pull it from the pack is now obtainable. It to some degree. I mean, obviously you have to have a 400,000 MT. I think that card would have been easily over 2 million all weekend had that card 100%. Not been $50. So I do think it was.
I don't understand who loses. Like the reason I had that reaction when you brought it up is because it was like the big divisive madness we saw on Twitter this week, right? Like people were genuinely getting quite heated and had quite strong opinions about it. I don't understand the downside to it. What? Someone explain it to me. If you want to say they should be cheaper, fine. That's
okay. Let me
say something. They could have charged a ton more, to be honest.
That's true.
So people are tight right now, and I'll say this: everything that Richie and a lot of people alluded to concerning it, you're right. Even Unbeatable Jacob said, that this is a great thing. It's a great concept. I'm down for the concept. However, I will say this: Kareem, Paul George, both of them. Any guaranteed card, period, point blank, should cost no $50. Okay, little Timmy and Jimmy down the way that can barely afford 20 can't get those. So I feel like it should be at least $30-$35. At least $30-$35. 50 is too much.
Let me come back at you for a second. Let me see what you say to this. Yeah, like we've seen this is the first Galaxy Opal that's available in packs, right? If they didn't make him buyable for $50. The average person would have spent $500 to pull this card because we know the average first card
is wild.
Yeah, Timmy's still not getting it if he is in packs.
We know the first card that comes out in the gem tier is always the hardest to pull, right? Like the first Galaxy Opal, the first Dark Matter. These are the cards that you see Troy Dan do a $5,000 stream on, to pull. So this Paul George really would have cost 10 times what they decided to do. Like. I'm strong. Like, it could be cheaper. I want you to come back at me as well. It could be cheaper, but it's so much cheaper than what the alternative was to them not doing this.
I totally agree. And that is true because we could rip and try to flip and end up just dipping because we can't make it. I know for a fact if it wasn't there. Now, I love the concept. It is a huge dub by 2K with the guarantee packs. I want to make that abundantly clear. What Richie's saying right now is very true too. I'll make that abundantly clear. However, there are people out there right now, even during the holidays, God bless you, that is struggling just to even make it right now. Literally just to make it, and they also play 2K. So it is the holidays. And now here's one grievance I do have is this, okay? And I've said this in past podcasts, guys. it was Black Friday. VC should have went on sale. I know that the game was on sale, but VC should have been just a smidge.
At least 20%. Just something that's inconsequential.
Anything.
Let us wet our beak just a little bit, just a tinge. I agree with you 100%. And also concerning Paul George, I want to say this also. I don't know if I want to sound cruel. I'm going to say it anyway. Paul George on normal is a great card, but again, no card. And I'm going to repeat this: no card is worth no $50. Okay, no card. And I don't want to sound hard on 2K or whatnot, but there are people.
Matt, but you say that right? But what would you like the average cost of a card that you pull? Like just out of like regular
non-guaranteed though. Like
a 450 is $100. Ripper. Listen. I'm telling you, Richie. Hey, listen. We rip, man. We rip and we flip, man. But at the end of the day, I know it would have cost me a lot more than 50. Me personally. Okay, I can.
Anyone.
Yeah, you right.
Oh, I can't wait to have a crack at this.
If you make it any cheaper, the problem. Sorry, this is my last thing. If you make it any cheaper, it also could jeopardize the mode because then now you're running into Paul George everywhere, and then his value isn't that high on the auction house because if he's cheaper, more people buy him. He's definitely a lot cheaper, but then you're also now running into this card in every mode you're going to go into, which is a problem.
So my thing is like, okay, well, let's look at the reason they did this. They didn't do this for kindness purposes. Like there's a very specific reason that they have implemented this feature this year, and that feature has been implemented to undercut illicit websites, right? Like that's exactly why they're doing this
Yes.
year. They're not doing it for any other reason but that. Like if they were doing this to make money, they would just keep it the way it was because that makes more money, right?
I was gonna say.
The issue is
Yeah.
that it's not doing that at the price of $50 because anybody who's familiar with illicit websites knows that you can just go buy Paul George for significantly cheaper than that if that's your goal. You know what I mean? So I feel like $30 is a little bit more. Also, dude, $50 is like the price of a full-fledged AAA title in most cases. Like that's a
Exactly.
lot. And I mean,
Not anymore.
I was gonna allude to it.
I mean, 70
That's true.
Almost.
Half the
close.
price these days.
That's
It's close. I would say most PS5 games are
$69.99.
70. Yeah,
Yeah,
70
maybe.
bucks.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, but I just feel like from their perspective, 50 is not doing what they need that whole core concept to do. In addition to that, I feel like they would actually make more money if they put it at 30. I mean, yes, you would have the issue of running into Paul George in a lot more games for sure, but we had that same issue with Embiid and it hasn't seemed to be an issue like whatsoever. I mean, pretty much every team you run into has Embiid and it's not a huge issue for me. I actually think it brought a lot more people onto like online servers because they have a card that can actually kind of compete. So it's, I don't know. It's tough to say. I mean, as a core concept, I think it's good. It's just, I would like to see it be a little bit cheaper. And if you want to keep it at that same VC level, just market VC down a little bit. Like Black Friday, there should have been a 20% off sale. That's an inconsequential amount. Like,
Can I
saves
do something
basically
really
nothing.
controversial right now? Can I give it like a
Okay.
hyper controversial take?
Okay,
Because
what's that?
the big argument of this being cheaper is it's more
Yes.
accessible, yeah? And
I
Matt-
mean, not even necessarily. I just feel like it does the thing that they're setting out to do better.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Matt gave the example of like, people don't have the money, right?
Yeah.
There is a side of this where you could say the cheaper it is, therefore the more tempting it is for someone who doesn't have the money, which you could argue is a bad thing. If that money could be used better. Like, I've worked in the charity sector for 10 years, by the way. Like this
Oh,
is
wow.
kind of my wheelhouse.
Nice.
So that's where I'm at. I think,
Temptation.
yeah, exactly. As soon as you drop that price, if someone does have $25 and they're contemplating opening packs, and the choice is buying their kid a Christmas present or buying Paul George, I don't feel like that's a decision they should have to make because it's necessarily affordable. So I don't know. I think pricing it. I think the pricing's fine on it. If I'm being honest, I think it's at a good price point for the balance. I think people who really want to get that card and want to spend that money on it, get it. I think it tanks the market. So if you want to go through other means, I'll say, the whole year, MT is not hard to earn in this game. It's so easy to generate.
But it's, I mean, at the same time, it's not hard to, earn, but the MT dollar does not stretch as far as it did a mere year ago. Let's just put it
That's
that
true.
way. Like,
That's
I
true.
don't think people realize how easy it is to make MT leads. Like I sniped. So when
Yeah,
you get
but I
pack
mean,
drop,
realistically though, like how are you going to make there's no way you can make enough MT on a no money spent to buy not even the best team in the game, but just like a top tier team in the game.
do you
Like,
know how much I
can't.
made off this pack drop in a couple of hours?
How much?
200k.
Okay, but
Wow.
what's 200k getting you though? Nothing.
Half a Paul
You
George.
There's a lot of pink
thought
diamonds
the
that
Paul
have dropped
George
in
was
the market's
Yeah.
tanked now, so you can get a lot of players.
Yeah,
It-
Ron
but if-
Artest is like 120.
And he's
Yeah.
the man.
I
And
mean,
Ricky
all I
Davis
did
is
is
barely over 200.
yeah, exactly.
And
He's the
he's the
best shooting
man.
guard in the game.
You
He's
get
the
a
man.
nice card for that
Yeah.
much.
And if
Wait.
that's the case, Jazz, I'm sorry, Richie. If that's the
Oh, no, you're
case,
good.
then do what I've been advocating all this whole time, which is the boxes that they provide in Unlimited. Okay, instead of giving those boxes, give us VC 198,000
Yeah.
or give us 99,000
Or
so
empty.
we can
Yeah.
get
They need to give us something.
something, Richie.
Matt, can I tell you why that's never going to happen?
talk to me?
It's really unfortunate because we spoke about this last week and I agreed with you. But
Yes,
there is a reason it's never going to happen.
talk to me.
It's rough to say it, but it is true. If MT sites are farming unlimited for MT, they're going to farm it twice as hard for VC.
Yeah.
Well, there is MT in Unlimited right now. Like I'm looking
Yeah.
at 25,000 for
Mhm.
one of the top things. But my thing is now, does this hurt 2K? I don't know that 2K would always do this every pack drop because then it does kill. You buy Kobe for $50, $60, then Troy Dan's not spending 2,000.
Yeah.
Los isn't spending 5,000 to pull that card. And then that's where, that
They know what
gamble
they're
comes
doing.
in. Yeah. I'm just saying I don't know that they'll do it every drop
They
because to
won't.
me that almost is going to hurt them profit wise with like the gamble.
You'll only
aspect
see it
of
with guys like Paul George and Kareem, guys who like people aren't going to open $5,000 worth of packs for Paul George under any circumstances.
right.
Regardless how meta he is, it's just the name in general.
That's
You
it.
will not see it happen with a LeBron. You will not see it happen with a Kobe Bryant. That's just how it is.
Yeah, you're right.
I think you'll see it with one of the top tier cards though, like the bottom, like the second pink diamond. Like what was the other one? This one it was.
I was trying to think that. Yeah,
Penny.
like Kareem,
Penny.
Yeah, Penny. So Penny would be like the buy now instead of Paul George, like in a normal drop. Like obviously Giannis, like say they drop Luca and like I don't know, a random pink diamond. It would be the second one that you could buy for 50 or 40 or whatever they do with that one.
Yeah.
It's wild that we talk about two extremes here. I don't know if we notice it, but we're talking about little Timmy and Jimmy down the way. And then we're talking about Troy Dan, and other people rip
The spectrum is wild.
It comes down to one thing, and that's choice. You know what I'm saying? Whether to buy that toy or to buy Paul George or which they don't have the problem, but it's all about choice. You know what I'm saying? And that's a great point. I want to say this also. We didn't even discuss this. I know this is off topic, but happy Thanksgiving, everybody out there in the pod. Everybody, I just want to say that. I don't know if that was addressed or not, but I ate too much.
English,
I just want to say. I just want to say that. Happy holidays to everybody.
Do you think they're? Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Go,
I just checked the tournament. I want to give a shout out to my guy Dill. He qualified on
again
the 4th side. After qualifying on the P5 side, he qualified on the P. Dill gonna win it all this year. That's all I got.
What were you gonna say, Richie?
That's it.
I was just gonna say, how many little Timmies are we running into though? Let's be honest. Like, how many times are you running into someone and there's like a little ass kid on the other side? It's not very often.
Dude,
I think the
This
range
is kind of a grown
like,
man.
The weirdest
game
thing is
mode.
getting cussed out at 7:30 in the morning by a grown man playing touch. It's like, brother, it's 7:30, man. My wife is asleep, and you're yelling at me through my controller. Like, please stop. This is weird.
We got little Timmys and Jimmys watching us now, Richie. Believe it or not,
Yeah,
there's a
but
lot
I mean,
of
like,
kids in
I
our
feel like they're
streams.
not little
What's
Timmys,
the
though. They're
average
like
age
17.
group, though, on this?
The average users in their
There's some
30s.
youngsters, boy, that be popping off. You'd be surprised, man.
I mean,
average
but
user
like
is in their 30s
16,
in this
15, I'm not seeing like a 10-year-old or like
No.
a kid that can't afford like a few dollars.
They don't have time to play. Kids got lives and segmented.
Oh, they got
things
time
gotta
to
do.
play.
They got
They're
time
just
to
not
play.
playing this.
Not as much as
They'll
grown
play-
men at 7:30.
Now, my
Hey,
parents used to like put me on a strict, like when I was in school, they was like, I
Kids
can't
are
play
good.
the game until Friday, until Sunday. Like Friday to
Can
Sunday.
you tell them to put you on
wow.
a strict uploading schedule, please, if that works?
My goodness.
Oh my gosh, it's shaded.
I think it was
That's
like
not
a
even
graphic that I
shade.
saw on Twitter. It's like the average 2K user is like 30, between like 31 and 35.
Mhm.
Yeah, shout
It's
out to
not-
my
it's
community,
not
dude.
titties, it's not kids.
I didn't realize this until I started doing content in general. Like I was looking at my like people that were in my streams and I'm like, dude, where did all these like 30-year-old men come from? I was like, these are the homies, but I thought where are all these guys from, dude? I'm
'Cause we grew up
30,
with the
so it's
game,
like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like I'm super young or anything, but I was just like, man, I was like worried, dude, because I thought there'd be a bunch of like teens in there, and teens can get toxic real fast.
Oh, they
So,
do.
but no, I just got a bunch of chill dudes who listen to Bone Thugs, man.
As a retired,
man.
recently
Come
retired,
on.
I don't know if that
Come on.
demographic's 30-year-old. I might be 40, 50 for both.
I was gonna say,
Come on, Richie. That's
Jesus,
Richie's
come
not
on,
that
dog.
old, man. That's like they
Come on,
man.
That's like early
That's like
90s.
mid 90s, man.
Tell
Early
me
mid-
what
90s.
you're going to do.
Yeah, come on, turn that up. If that's what you play in your
Spatial.
stream, Ludes, I need to be in there. That's where it's
I
at.
don't play music in my stream at all, but like if I did, I would probably like. Honestly, that's not really what. Yeah, I probably couldn't play music in my stream. Yeah, I couldn't really play music in my stream. I feel like a lot of people would be turned off pretty instantaneously by the things that I listen to. Like, you know what I mean?
Can I tell you guys about my high IQ
People want to
player
come
with
on a MyTeam stream and they want to hear some dude named like Babytron. Okay, nobody wants to come through and
What the hell is a
hear.
Babytron, bro? It's been 10 weeks.
Awful.
Okay, like
Wow.
nobody wants to come through and listen to 90s hardcore. Like, you know what I mean?
I've seen this 35-year-old man to play Baby Tron on his free time is nuts. Yo, put on that Baby Tron. It's like, sir, what are you
I
saying?
still
to me,
don't know
man?
what it is. I still don't know what it is.
It's
It's a
terrible.
new rapper.
Is that what it is? Okay.
It's
no
not
one
good.
explained it to me last time.
He said it's not good.
Is he Bay Area? Because he sounds really Bay Area like.
No,
rapping.
he was in
I don't think
Detroit.
so.
He was in Detroit at the Pistons game at the halftime show. He got booed off, I think.
Because he's awful.
Oh, man.
I swear.
That's
Oh
funny.
God.
That's
Oh
funny.
jeez.
I'm dying.
Can I tell you guys about my pack luck this week? Because I did a bit
Yes.
of a mojo.
This smug guy, man. What? Tell him. Go ahead, tell
Let's see what you Liv, talk about it.
I mean, it happened. I mean, I just
You had better than me. I can tell you that.
I think I did. Like, I
Are you
actually like.
using him?
Hey.
Are you
I
using
struggled.
him or you sold him?
I sold everything. But basically, I got like 200k VC, and I was like, I could buy Paul George if I wanted to, but I decided for whatever reason to open a box instead because I didn't really want Paul George. So I was like, I was kind of going back and forth and committed to it. And in one box, I pulled KD and Penny and made like a mil MT selling them both.
It's crazy.
That's a dub.
That's 10% big diamond ons, by the way.
I'd have kept
I just-
Penny. Not gonna lie.
Penny's nice.
I tried him out. I actually watched Big C Richy's gameplay on him like, to see what he was about. Richie thought he was overhyped. Didn't hit a 3, did you?
No, HTB was sitting there telling me he's got this new jump shot. It's so cheesy. It's gonna break the game. I'm like, bro, this feels exactly like the same jump shot that Penny always has. It felt maybe a little bit quicker, but HTB was making it seem like he was a Tim Thomas point guard. I'm like, bro, this feels the exact same as it always does.
He's nice, but I tell you this, Penny's shot is better than Magic's. That's all I'm gonna say. That's
Oh
all
yeah,
I'm gonna say
for
about
sure.
that.
And he's
yeah,
still the
that's
best
all.
point guard. Just he had been overhyped to me, making it seem like it was Ricky Davis or Tim Thomas.
Right.
I was like,
How do
this
y'all
is
feel
just the
about
same
No, he ain't
jump
not.
shot.
George? I didn't hear nobody talk about. How do y'all feel about Paul George? Y'all like him? Y'all think he's good?
I like him.
I ran him in
have
balls.
I like him.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
really
him.
good.
I don't know what they do with Kobe, man. Like they gave him clamps, menace.
Mhm.
His jump shot is real. Like what? Like that's what I'm
How
saying.
about the
This
diamond
game,
one?
they're ruining the. Like this game's gonna die a lot earlier this year because you already when we got Pink Diamond Porzingis last year that didn't even have Hoff Limitless, and you just gave the Diamond one Hoff Limitless, Gold Brick Wall, and Rebound Chaser.
But we
It's like
got a bunch of free pink diamonds, so I think they're trying to like keep up with that too. Like the trophy case cards was when they came out, they was pretty overpowered for the time being. But I don't think it's bad. I don't think the pacing of it is bad. I'm actually happy that Kobe has half clamps and minutes because
I love it.
I mean, they
Yeah, I love it.
decimated
He was
pacing
known-
in 2K21. Like
he
it
was
can't
known
be
to-
I was
worse
gonna
than
say
that.
2K21 had the
Yeah.
worst pacing in this year.
God,
Like,
I think
literally
the key is going to be
February.
animations, man. Like, I think we're
Yeah.
getting a lot of good cards now, but
Thing.
you guys kind of alluded to it earlier. We haven't gotten another Tim Thomas at all. Like, Tim Thomas is still
No.
1-1.
We're
But
getting
now-
cards with SIGs though earlier. Like we didn't get cards with good SIGs until MJ dropped in March last year.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, I
That's
mean,
that's
that's
what we're
true.
gonna have to look forward to. Like, we're probably gonna get a crack Ben Simmons around All Star, a crack LeBron around All Star Weekend. Typical,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
LeBron's
It's,
already cracked.
like
though.
you said, Rich, it's the same pacing, but I think that's going to give 2K, more life. The same way how like the glitch card, the glitch evos, the little, budget, Stephon Marbury's kind of added more value. I think we
Yeah.
got stuff like that coming.
Do you
soon.
like the troll aspect of it though? Like as far as
Well, no.
hey, who's the best player in my team right now? It's Tim Thomas and Ricky Davis.
Mhm.
Okay, I
See,
love
that's-
Tim
that-
Thomas.
I feel like
I don't know
though,
who
so
that
from
it's
a
is.
place of privilege.
It's not
at least
Michael
myself.
Jordan. It's not Kevin
Like-
Durant. It's Ricky Davis. Tim Thomas.
Nobody
Like on
expected
launch,
it.
Nobody's-
on launch, I had Elton Brand. So like at that point, I don't have any complaints about anything. I got my favorite
Yeah.
player, and I had to earn him. I didn't have to spend $1. So that was awesome for Spatial. But like Tim Thomas, I'm a huge Tim Thomas guy. So like the fact
me
that I was
too.
able to lock in him after spending copious amounts of my actual money, but I locked him. And this is the first time Tim Thomas has been in the game probably since 2006. Man, it's been a long time. Like it's been a long time since he's been in 2K.
Disrespect though, I think is what's annoying. It's like Ricky
Well, you're
Tim
kinda
Thomas over Michael Jordan has an unusable jump shot. And we
You're
have
right- you're
Tim
right.
Thomas, who's the best player in the game.
That's what
But
I
I
was about to
think
say
I think
about
the big
Kobe.
names, they can't sell packs at every phase of the game. That's the other thing too. Like
Mhm.
I just don't think you don't want to max out on Bron on what Bron could be in October, and then in All-Star break you can't slap another Bron like an All-Star MVP LeBron and give him anything that's going to separate him from the other one. Like remember, dude, what 2K was it where like LeBron got 2 moments diamond cards and one was like a better shooter. It was like late October.
Was that 18?
You know,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
maybe.
talking about? And it was like,
Wasn't it All-Star one?
Nah, dude, it was a Moments one because they released a Moments one that was a slasher, and then they released the Moments.
I think it was 21 where they were doing that.
And,
they were like,
dude,
like random moments that were identical.
That was the first 2K where we got so many bronze. Like it's like, and at that point, it's like I ran that Moments bronze up until March. I had no need to open for another bronze. I had my bronze. I just kept badging. So like at that point, I think you got to be careful. You got to be careful on, shooting your load too early, so to speak.
That's what they do too, is they'll pick like a random dude who like build wise is like very similar to that all type player. Like you see this every year. Like instead of giving us an overpowered Michael Jordan at the very beginning of the year, they just turn all Eddie Jones into Michael Jordan for a little while. Every year they just turn all Josh Smiths into LeBron.
Yeah.
Like what LeBron
Danny
should
Ferry.
be. Yeah, Danny
Ferry.
How are we not going to bring up Terry?
That was the one.
Like,
I was going to bring up Terry.
Terry
doesn't have like
Terry D,
They
man.
were so good though. Those cards were so good.
Terry doesn't have like an
card was
analog
nice.
in the
Cedric
current
Maxwell.
NBA though. Like
There's like, I mean, the meta card is very rarely like the guy. You know what I mean?
Look, as a fan of trash 2000s players, I'm a huge fan of what they're doing right now. Personally,
Brother,
it's a dub.
Sir, Tim Thomas is from New Jersey and he's not trash.
Tim Thomas could just never. He could just never
you guys,
put it together.
man,
Okay.
you guys are so flagrant from our guy Tim holding it down for Jersey.
Hey, I
man.
love Tim
Come
Thomas,
on,
dude.
man.
I love him and Kurt, but like,
I'm
look,
just saying, when
realistically,
you ask the best player in the game, like if someone says, "Oh, cool, who's the best player in that game?" Is it Michael Jordan, Shaq? No, it's Tim Thomas. He's our best player.
Let New Jersey have their moment in the sun for once. Just let us have it for once. Nobody ever praises up New Jersey ever. Let us get it off right now.
Do we get rid of the token market? Like, it is getting worse and worse every year. It really is. Like, they have
In 20
centers,
it was awesome.
we don't even have viable cards. Like,
You didn't like the implementation this year?
no.
I mean, I miss buying a pink diamond with a lot of tokens, or I miss buying that player to add to your team. Now it's like I'm buying the normal guys from the traditional teams, and then I guess they added that centerpiece pack and this Thanksgiving ball. But to me, this market is not even worth having, especially with like the prize ball stuff now. It's like, why is this even here?
The one big
I like
upside
the
to
old
the token market is like for challenges. I know you don't really grind the game,
Yeah.
but like an example, we had like a Donovan Mitchell challenge at one point, and it was like 30 tokens to pick him up. Whereas last year, that would have just been extortionate. As soon as those challenges dropped, you would have been spending like 50k MT because everyone would have.
Wait, I didn't see that. I guess I must have missed.
I mean, it's
that.
any challenge
Yeah,
really.
sure.
Any challenge that involves like a Series 1 card. It just.
which
It
is
just
Oh,
Just
I
the
see
price.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a one big upside, but it's not very creative, is it? Like it's
But
just,
it's not like what it used to be. Like they used to have like the Diamond Vince Carter that would like at the time, the Diamond, like they had like cool cards that were like actually of value to your team. But now there's just nothing. I don't know. It's
In
not
2K20,
what it
I
was.
think they did it as close to the best as they could, because there were literally cards in the token market that were the best cards in the game at certain points in 2K20.
was 20 when we got Bol at the end of the year?
Yes, it was.
That was crazy.
yeah, it was. They were an exorbitant amount of tokens because tokens were harder to come by at that point.
Wasn't
but
Taco
it's like,
one too? The Celtics Taco 1 year wasn't.
Yeah, I think he was in there. He was a lower tier one for sure. But they had like at one point in time, I mean, they had like Duncan, Penny, David Robinson were in there, and then at the end,
D-Rob.
like
I remember D-Rob.
DeRozan was like one of the best shooting guards in the game outside of Leap Year T-Mac for a little bit. So it's just like I'm holding out hope that they're going to do something with the token market that's going to be good this year. But that's my hope. But what I actually think is going to happen is next season we're going to get heat checks in there, and it's going to repeat the exact same process that we've seen with the current series.
Series
cards.
2 has to go in there. It has to. That is where it will go.
That is painful. That makes me very sad. I do not want to see that.
I mean, where
Somebody
else can it
made
go?
a point that in like I guess like the guide portion of the MyTeam menu, they pulled out the section for heat check cards. So I don't know if we're getting heat checks this year.
I don't.
Oh
think so.
Why
no!
not?
Are you for real? No, not heat
If
checks.
you go
right?
check it, like it's no longer there. It was there at the start of the year.
It's not in
God,
there,
we
like,
all- we
Really,
all
I
love
just
heat
saw. I
checks
saw
so
the heat
much.
check. I swear, not too long ago, I think it was a couple weeks ago. I saw the heat check. Man, they took it out completely, bro.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Somebody pointed it out on the timeline.
A
So,
dynamic
I don't
rating
know.
in there.
Yeah, that's what I want to know because
I
I
don't
have
know
a
how I'm
problem
going
with
to
that.
recover.
Spatial, I have a problem with that. Okay, me being a collector than I am trying to get to 3,400 cards. How in the hell am I going to get to 3,400 if I don't have heat checks? Albeit you might have your opinion on it, or dynamic ratings, all those. How am I going to get to it without those? Are they going to bring in some new sets?
Are they going to do 4 current series? Probably.
Yeah, current series because it's called Series 1, isn't it? So there will be Series 2, 3, 4. So I think we'll definitely get those. Is anyone else slightly concerned about Josh? I think he's gotten hard on that Hennessy and just. Are you good, bro?
Gosh.
He had his eyes closed for a good 5 minutes there.
I know, dude. You're treating yourself like an 1800s doctor right now. Like, here, drink this Hennessy to help with your cough.
Any good. Any good.
You tried to say something about Kobe 5 minutes ago. What was it?
Diamond Kobe's good.
I want to say something about I actually like the Diamond Kobe. I just like how his Diamond has half clamps. Because Kobe was known to be a good defender in the league, so I think I like that aspect of it. Because most of the times they would try to withhold giving certain tier cards certain half badges, which I do like that Kobe has that. I want to talk about Fernando Martin. A lot of people in the community are sleeping on that card. Luz put me on and pointed out his 100 tendencies.
You put me on to the tendencies, Josh. That changed my entire approach to my team when you talked about it on the pod.
He did sell me massively today, but I still like him.
I love him. I if somebody's trying to match me and he's down there, I don't even have to guard it myself because I know he's gonna jump, he's gonna contest it, or he's gonna get the block. So I do like that. Tendencies being in the game, definitely. That's how I build my lineup. Because I posted my lineup the other day, and somebody said, "You locked in Fernando Martin? Are you trolling?" I'm like, look at his tendencies, then come to us. If you look at everybody in my starting lineup tendencies, they at least have a 75 or higher shot contest. Because I want to be able to be I could leave you on the ball.
That's right.
Get your hand up if I can't get there and I'm trying to stop a pass.
So, honestly, Josh, some of these tendencies, some of these takes on cards are just wild. I posted something about Marbury this week on Twitter, and someone just responded saying DeJounte's better. And I was like, what? At what? Tell me the one thing he's better at.
His shot's baited too.
Just say things.
I mean, if you learn it, it's good. But Stephon Marbury's shot is much more easier to use.
I put Kevin Johnson over him. No.
What about the lack of cards?
Interior.
Who, Marbury?
Yeah, he has a better interior.
Yeah, he's better at everything.
Yeah,
it's just
he's that dude.
Go on, Richie.
I was just gonna say, does it bother you guys the lack of cards that we're getting in these packs nowadays? It's that they really didn't take away that aspect, but now they're dropping that 3-player thing they did it for Endgame. But we used to get with a pack drop, we used to get
12,
7, 8, 12, 10 cards, and now it's they've really gone to this let's give them 3 versions of Kobe Bryant. What about the next Kobe? Is that what they're gonna do? Now is it gonna be another pink diamond Kobe?
Oh, that's a great question.
Interesting.
It's they really have dropped the ball with giving us more player cards, and now are just doing this thing where they give us 3 and now if you look at the card, I think we got 4 cards in total for this pack. Other than Kobe, the multiple versions of Kobe Bryant. Where are all the? We used to get 3 rubies. 3 or 4, 2 amethysts, 2 diamonds, and then but now it's just 4 cards.
And let's not forget the biggest thing of it. The odds are horrendous. Less than 2% for a pink diamond. Incredibly bad. For a diamond bad. I don't know what they plan on doing. I feel like this coming Friday, start of season 3, I feel like they're going to start dropping the 3 card set instead of the way they've been doing with the Ami diamond and pink diamond. They're going to start doing the diamond, pink diamond, and opal. I think opal is going to come out, me personally, but that's another story.
The issue really is though, is that there's such a drastic from a badge perspective. They end up leaving out the ability to apply some of the most important badges in the game to the diamond ones, and I think that's the huge issue. It's one thing to not have those
to some extent as well.
Yeah. It's one thing to not have those on the card already, but it's a whole nother thing to not allow them to be applied as well. And you see this every single week with the diamond version of the, whoever the featured player is. Kobe this week. Yeah, he was pretty good, but you can't give him Agent 3. You can't give him Amped. He doesn't have Comeback. You can't give him Limitless. It's just kind of rough. He doesn't have Aerial Wizard. And you can't give him a bunch of these badges. He doesn't have quick first step, but you can at least give that to him. He doesn't have clamp breaker, and you can't give it to him. So it's like every week it seems like one of these really important badges or multiple of them, they don't have them. And I think that's just kind of the biggest issue with these like 3-card drops, because you end up having 3 cards, but only one of them is truly usable in like a quote unquote competitive setting, because the other 2, you can't apply the most important badges in the game.
Yeah, I agree with you, because if they allow them to have those certain badges, because each tier of cards, you're only allowed to upgrade a certain amount of badges. So even if you allow them to have it, it still also puts the limit on it, on like how good you can make the card. Obviously, the pink diamond would have more slots to add these badges. The diamond should still be able to get those badges, even if it's not. Because then, like, you're helping out the people who don't have a bunch of MT to go get the pink diamond Kobe. Like, okay, the diamond Kobe, he's a good alternative. I could badge him out like this. You know, make it like I'm using the pink diamond. He'll be good enough, you know?
Yeah, please give him like restriction on the bet. Like every card should be able to get it, but maybe only like he can only get limitless to a bronze level, like not a gold level, but at least still be able, like having bronze limitless to a degree will still be useful.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
It would help. An interesting point. Yeah, go on, Matt.
No, it would help the no money spent, peeps in the budget balls, because everybody can't afford a pink diamond and whatnot. And I just want to say, Diamond, they did do good with Diamond Kobe is still a good card. However, it's those few badges that they did kind of miss. I feel like I understand they don't want to make cards too OP, but there is an incorrect balance with it in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I want to respond to what Richie said about like how they're going to work these pack drops, because I haven't thought about that until we brought it up. So if we are going to get Opal, Pink, Diamond, let's say we get Kobe in December, is it going to be Opal, Kobe, and the Pink Diamond and the Diamond that we already have? I mean, they just can't. Yeah, it feels like they're going to hit.
If they just stay on this 3-player different version thing, then
it's interesting.
Like. I don't think we're getting Kobe until the new year. I think the next big one is obviously Giannis.
Yeah, everyone's been saying that for 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's been too long.
I can feel it. I can feel it right now. Or T-Mac, my brother.
Yeah, T-Mac. Oh my gosh.
You
haven't gotten an early T-Mac yet.
Have you tried him out D-Rob yet? By the way? Who's that?
No D-Rob. Who said that?
D-Rob.
That's the big one.
Right.
We're still like major card drops or major cards that haven't been launched yet. I think 2K is on a whole different content cadence this year that we're not really familiar with.
No Larry.
And it seems no Larry. And Larry's usually an early one you get in a glitch or a flashback. So, I think we just got to, be a little bit more patient in terms of our expectations.
Larry Bird?
I think that stuff is coming.
Yeah,
we usually get a Larry already.
Case, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, if you grind for him, we're getting a Larry. He's 25
dark matter.
But
I just love it every time we bring up D-Rob. Josh just has PTSD. You can see it on his face. I just love to see it.
Oh, Josh.
I didn't get him.
When he comes.
D-Rob is him.
I was 8K away and I fell asleep, man.
It's still the biggest L anyone's ever taken.
I don't know, dude. DBG with his centerpiece is pretty big L, to be honest.
Yeah, that might be worse. He was closer yet further away. Yeah, I agree.
30 seconds off is too close. Too close.
Should we talk about this Thanksgiving event?
Yes.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you my take on it first, and I'll let you guys run with it. The one big take is our servers are flooded all of a sudden. In the EU, it's been brutal trying to find a game, like absolutely brutal. There's been several nights where I've literally just given up and like gone to bed because I can't find a game. I haven't waited more than 30 seconds, even at 2-3 in the morning, for a game since the Thanksgiving event dropped. Obviously, the game's on sale as well. But what is very evident is there is a flood of players on the game. I'm running into a lot more, casuals, completely different squads. Last week I was exclusively playing Sweats on the EU server because that was the only people really playing the game in the EU. And the whole mood has changed over here massively. The whole experience has changed. I also haven't lost the game because I've been sweating so hard against the comp dudes that now I'm playing the new dudes. The games are ending very quickly. It's a game changer for us. I don't know if it's the event or the game going on sale, probably a bit of both. But it's changed everything here. Everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's your guys' thoughts on the event?
I want to say
and that pink diamond, the whole pink diamond play thing, because I'm not one to grind the game. I'm not known to grind the game. I legit woke up that morning after getting probably about 2 hours of sleep
Yeah.
I decided from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I'm gonna get this done. Got it done, and let me tell you, draft mode was the most brutal of them all. To sit through 3 full games of that, I was like, bro, I can't do this. But to my surprise, I'm thinking, yo, I could get DeMar DeRozan. I might be able to lock in Tim Thomas. I don't know. I might get lucky.
Rookie mistake.
I lock in for the pink diamond, and Wilt big ass come here trolling me. I'm like, bro. And on top of that, non-auctionable is so crazy. I feel like that right there made it a big L. If they'd have just made it like you get the card and it's auctionable, I'd have been okay with pulling a Wilt, make a couple MT. But non-auctionable is crazy, especially for how long that grind took me. Yeah, and it's not even like
decimated the market, but who cares? Because
I think they just should have dropped for the most part. Like maybe like 3 new pink diamonds. Like I'm not a fan of this whole recycling older promo cards for like earnable rewards. I think that's a bad choice. So like, just make a new shooting guard, man. Put a Dr. Duncanstein, somebody else, and then who you might get or not,
Oster tag.
Oster
tag, or Mark Eaton, a pink diamond Mark Eaton or something.
The worst example of that was Zion in the level 40. I just thought that's the worst example of recycled content all year.
Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace was wrong.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was wrong. And that's kind of why I thought the event was kind of whack. Like, not whack. Let me be a little more professional. I don't think it was ideal. Certain choices that were made.
But to be professional on the podcast is wild, by the way. Have you seen the ragtag crew of delinquents?
Talk spatial.
Hey man, language is important, brother. But so like there's certain there was just like certain things I didn't want to do. I like the idea that you can kind of choose what you want and then grab the exchanges and then roll them into whatever you want. But I wasn't doing draft, I wasn't doing unlimited, I wasn't doing triple threat online. I just wasn't doing it, And it's the holiday, so I don't really have that much time to kind of like be on the game like that. I got work tomorrow. So, but once I kind of saw, people like DBG getting that Dame Lillard, I was like, I'm not doing this, man. I just didn't have any incentive to really kind of participate, it was a little disappointing because they did such a much better job with the Halloween event. I thought that was way better.
Were you not like at all interested in the takeover cards or the Hoff badges, any of that stuff? Nothing?
I did get one of the Hoff badges, and that's why I said like playing for some of those exchanges or getting them from the free daily pickup challenge or whatever, getting lucky and hitting on one of them was kind of cool. But that's not enough for me to like want to grind that stuff. And especially if I was behind on like trophy case grinds, I'd probably just be more focused on that, and I wouldn't even play, for the event rewards, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it felt like good timing for me because I just checked out the trophy case grind, and then this popped along, and it felt like a really easy one. You start to play games. I got it all done pretty quickly. My goal was
requirements were easy,
really easy. Yeah. My goal was to get the takeover cards. That's what I really wanted. I wanted Jason Kidd and
nice.
I wanted Jason Kidd. How is he?
I picked him up yesterday, and all I need is 3 co-op games that I'm going to play later.
DUI enthusiast Jason Kidd is really solid.
Yeah.
DUI enthusiast, man.
DUI enthusiast. Is that what you said?
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
I wasn't expecting that.
He did it. It's not my fault.
I mean, you're not wrong. Oh my God.
One of the best things about let me talk about the pink diamond thing, by the way. Guys, if an event drops, just chill 2 hours. Just my advice for everything, just chill for 2 hours and it will help you make good decisions. If packs drop, chill for 2 hours. Not everything needs to happen instant. I was literally sitting there. I saw that pink diamond. I was like, I don't know about this. This feels really, really sketchy. Why would they just give me a DeMar? You know what I mean? So I just chilled, watched the carnage unfold. Wilt, then a Lillard. Someone was celebrating the fact that they got a KG who wouldn't run now. It was bad. And then I was like, yeah, I'll go get some takeover cards. Like, just wait. Everyone who got for that pick diamond took an L. Unless you're brand new to the game, by the way. Unless you're brand new to the game, but there's still better cards in the takeover. Like D Mitch is in there.
I ended up grabbing 2 Hoff badges and a takeover instead.
How do you get these things anyways? Like, what do you do to get those?
It's like win
things?
5
like
games,
I've gotten a thing.
Games.
Yeah, I've gotten like a few of those Thanksgiving things, but I don't feel like I have a ton of them.
You might have more than you think. You might have more than you think, Richie.
Yeah.
We get some from the daily login as well. So I think here's my take. I think overall it was okay. It was okay for, especially for people that just coming in like the new players. It would have been nice for them to grind something and get a peak diamond. I ain't gonna lie, everybody, and you look at me right now, you're lying. And when you started this event, you lying. You would be lying if you thought you was gonna get a Damar. Okay, we all thought we was gonna get a Damar. Okay, everybody.
I didn't.
Right now.
I didn't. Whoa.
Anybody? I didn't. I know.
I had played this game for long enough to know exactly what was going to come out of that pack. I knew exactly what was happening.
I felt like I was getting Damar.
Richie, that was awesome for me. That was the last.
Awesome.
Y'all are wild for thinking that. I knew exactly what was happening. I looked at that pink diamond. I was like, dude, this is a season 1 PD. I'm going to get him beat.
I had to tell myself that, or I wouldn't have gotten through it. Like if I didn't have that in my head, I was not doing the grind. I needed something to be the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what it was for me.
And that was my motivation, brother. Gosh, I was thinking Damar, and guess what? Pop and B. Now, what type
I always
of
think
stuff
of it like a locker.
That would have been frustrating.
So
that would have been frustrating.
It was bad. Richie, what'd you say, brother?
I was saying it just reminded me, like when I think of that, I think of it as like a locker code, like a free pink diamond. I'm not thinking like, oh, they're gonna put the best cards in there. I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna give us like the most useless ones out of all of them. So that's kind of what it felt like when I heard like a free pink diamond pack. I'm like, pink diamond locker code. Who would be in that? It's gonna be Zion Williamson. It's gonna be Wilt Chamberlain. It's gonna be the Damian Lillard, maybe Ja Morant. And I mean, it was cool. Like, I agree. That KG card is not like a win. So when people are like, oh, I pulled KG, I'm like, that's not a win in my opinion. But I guess he's slightly better.
Why are we not talking about OG Anunoby and his easy grind and how great that card is?
Because we haven't got there yet.
I wanted to say, I did want to say after all that the takeover stuff was good because they, me being a collector, I missed a lot of season 1 stuff. And guess what? I got Bill Russell and I got Elgin Baylor finally. So you know what? Nice. I'm in the running. So you guys out there that collecting, I'm on your top. I'm ready. I'm ready like Freddie. I'm just going to let you know right now. I got my cards.
All right, Josh, should we segue to OG and come back? What do you want to say?
I just want to say, for one, the grind it took me about 2 hours to do. So maybe like the average person get it done. Because like honestly, I got all those doubles in one game. I got it just with 5 different players. That's what I did to make it faster for myself. And I knew OG was going to be good from when I used his gold card in the game because how fast his jump shot was. His tendencies are amazing. This card is like, he's great. Like, he's like what Scotty should have been.
Yeah.
To me, he's like, let me see, who else can I compare him to? He's like
disrespecting my homie Scotty Pippen like
Scotty's
this.
Good though. No,
Scotty's really good.
I don't know that there's enough value there.
OG is small forward 1 for me. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I think he's the best. What he does.
I'll give you.
Like Ron Artest is 120, and like I'm looking at this card, I'm seeing no limitless. I'm not saying he's not a good card. I'm just not seeing enough for 2 hours.
Hold up
on OG.
I mean, if
and he's 6'7" and can only play the 3.
So isn't his wingspan like 7'2" or something? No,
7'1", 7'2".
Yeah, 7'2" wingspan.
He's got the arm.
OG is not competing with a Tim Thomas though. That is obviously.
No
one is.
Yeah. Come on. He's the Tim Thomas stopper. OG went against Tim Thomas this weekend, like probably like 2. Not this weekend. This week, probably like 2-3 times. OG outplayed him every single time.
Okay, dude. Bulls fans used to say that Ronnie Brewer was the Bron killer. All right, dude. Like things say things.
You talking about NBA? I'm talking about 2K where the tendencies exist. All right, damn it. I'm talking about the tendencies.
There's no tendencies.
Anunoby small forward, and he don't need limitless because he's the 3. He's gonna be in the corner 90% of the time. 90, and I don't know about you play. I shoot a couple feet away from the 3-point line because I think it's easy. Like even without limitless, I think you can shoot pretty far behind the 3-point line until it starts.
But who would you choose if you had a choice? Would you choose Ron Artest, Pink Diamond, or this Anunoby?
Ron all day, man.
I'm choosing OG Anunoby.
No, stop the cap right now.
You're wilding.
Stop the cap right
OG's a really good free
card.
Y'all
don't even run Ron Artest at the 3. I run him at the 2.
Do you know what the key to OG is? When I ran him at the best thing about the card. His
Michael Jordan dribble style.
His jump
shots so quick. The tendencies is great. And I think, does he have glove? I think he does have one.
Yeah, he's good.
I think so.
Have we covered OG enough, you think, Josh? Can I pivot
Oh,
back?
yeah, for sure.
All right, nice. Appreciate it. The other thing the Thanksgiving event did is 5 days unlimited, which I absolutely love. Can we
I
talk
love
about
that.
Yeah.
I love that. I loved it.
What's everyone's
Loved it.
thoughts?
Great idea. We need more of that,
Haven't-
man.
Yeah, they
I
should
would
just
play-
keep
I'd
doing
play
that.
limited more
all
often.
year.
Realistically. Yeah,
They
I don't
should.
see why there would be a reason for you to touch it, to be honest.
that's a tough grind if you're going to get banned after a week.
I mean, honestly, like as much as I love the takeover players because they're just random dudes that I like, but like realistically, from a usability standpoint, if we're talking about like, is it worth it to grind for the takeover pack at the end of limited? No, probably not. Like realistically, like does Eddie Jones play for me and my broke ass squad? Absolutely.
Mhm.
Does Eddie Jones play for a top tier team? No. So you know what I
I've
mean?
got a crack squad though, and I've got like 4 or 5 takeover cards in there.
Yeah, but like
Eddie
you
Jones works
don't
for
even
me as
have
well.
Tim Thomas. Like you're not spending money
He's
like
at
that.
the
You
one
know what I'm
top
saying?
tier card I don't have right now. Like,
Yeah. Do you have Ricky Davis?
I'm gonna get Ricky today. Actually, I've made that
Okay,
decision.
but-
Finally.
Nice.
Is Eddie Jones
Very
playing
good.
for you now though?
Yeah, he's
No.
end of the bench.
Does
End
Cup-
of the,
but
he's
doesn't
end
he-
of the bench.
He's part of the team. Damn it!
I have no words.
Devin Book is riding my bench right now. Like he's over in the end. Like Kobe's
God.
playing with him.
I
I'm
think
not-
Diamond Kobe is a clone of that Diamond Eddie George, pretty much.
He
Or-
kinda
yeah,
is.
Eddie
Yeah.
George. Did I just say Eddie George? Eddie
You did.
Jones.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Titans,
Eddie
baby.
George,
Tighten
bro.
up.
Yeah.
But for me, the difference is between the two, which I always will go to, is the tendencies. Eddie Jones has a 21 shot contest tendency, and for me, you can't guard the ball with that because that means if I leave you there and somebody shoot, you're not going to contest them. You're
No,
not
Eddie Jones contests a lot more than his tendency would indicate, though.
It's
Like,
Really?
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
he
No,
does.
his tendency is too low. It's like a 21.
It's a 20. Yeah, it's really bad.
He's a really
Yeah,
good defender.
you would think that he wouldn't put his hand up, but he typically does.
Yeah,
I just feel like sometimes the tendencies are broken. Like they just like don't work sometimes.
Well,
Like-
that could be true.
The only tendency that I look at for the
I don't
most
even
part,
test it out. I left him.
like, do you guys actually look at any offensive tendencies at all?
do.
The only one
I
I
do.
look at is
Three-point.
shot 3.
yeah.
Shot 3 is the only one I look at.
I look at
I'm like,
dunking,
okay.
alley-oop.
Yeah, that is important to a certain extent. But shot 3 is pretty much the most important one for me. If somebody has a really low shot 3, I'm like, yeah, their CPU is not going to put hands up. I'm down for that.
I played someone
That's a
today.
great
I was
catch.
messing around in limited. I can't remember the card. Damn it. There was someone who had a ruby that clearly had a 0.3 shot tendency, and it was driving me crazy. It was literally driving me crazy. Eddie Jones was just leaving wide open every possession.
Yeah.
So it became my entire defense was to use Eddie Jones and just follow this guy around the court.
It's funny.
I
Is
discovered
that
this.
why the AI doesn't contest Tim Thomas in the corner because his
Yes.
3 tendency is so low?
Yeah.
Yes.
He is
Correct.
Dude,
literally
I
a perfect
never
card.
knew that.
I
You, like,
figured
blew
this
my
out
mind
last
just now.
year with Pink Diamond Westbrook, the limited edition Westbrook. Like I could not figure it out for the life of me why my players would never contest him until I looked at his tendencies and saw he had a 0
That's why
3-point
Jared
tendency.
Allen's always open.
Wow. I didn't
So
know
that's
that. man.
why. So like your CPU won't defend it, so you have to defend it on ball if that's the case. So that's
And
why
Sean
that
Kemp.
tendency is Sean Kemp is like that
It's
too.
a
That's why
3.
Sean Kemp is always open.
I'm looking at Jared Allen. He has I thought it was
Wow.
literally because of the offense, but like
No.
he has limb. Like Jared Allen has a smooth jumper. So with him having silver limitless and being at the top of the key and that tendency, I remember I
Yeah.
played this dude. I probably got like 9 threes on. He put it on tight, deny ball. They still leaving me because it's like
That's why if you have someone like Kristaps, no matter what's going on, they're probably going to cover him up at the top of the key unless they're user controlling the center. But if you have Jared Allen, they're going to leave him open most of the time.
Yeah.
That would explain why my own brand is a lot of open threes.
So do I get
I
in
know.
Sim Nation now, or
You got
Hey man,
Is
you're,
that my
you're in
application?
your 30s. There's a lot of talk of like I heard DBG or somebody was talking about, and I look at DBG as like a little boy because he's so young. But like he was talking about Sim Nation folks.
that was
on Reddit.
unintentional. Shade.
Well, not he's just a young guy. He's just young. But he was
Good.
talking about like Sim Nation guys on Reddit, and it's like, brother, nobody from Sim Nation is on Reddit, big dog. That ain't where we at, man. Y'all don't know where
my
we
favorite
at.
Sim Nation conversation I ever had is
we were in our 20s before Reddit popped off? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Come
I
on,
messaged
man.
Meech
Come on.
asking how I joined. I was like, how do I join Sim Nation? And he said, you just need to upload one clip of you scoring without using a screen. So I sent him my.
That's funny. That's not what Sim Nation is, guys. Come on, guys. That's not what Sim Nation is, guys. Stop.
Wait, Spacial Jones, you
I
simulation?
thought so. I'm not in then. I did.
Yeah,
it.
man.
Oh.
That's what got me into this whole 2KC, man. Shout out to Czar. Shout out to MF Doombot. Shout out to Nelson Blake. All my guys, man.
Talk to us about
from
it,
the
man.
OS days.
What's your vision of simulation? Because everyone we've spoken to, obviously we had Kevin on as well. You know, I know a lot of the guys as well, and you know, the general consensus is, you know, we just want to play sim basketball. That's all we care about. It's not about winning, losing, any of that stuff. What's your take?
Nah, it's you hit the nail on the head, man. It's really just being able to being able to play the game as close to basketball as possible. You know, it's less about what your opponent's doing. It's more about how you're controlling your team, you know, in terms of how you're getting your shots and not exploiting the game, like purposely, you know, or trying not to. Everybody
You must have been miserable in 2K21 then.
Brother. Yeah. I hate it. I tell you what, man, if you want to like go back is when you guys are making a point about like the turn of like MyTeam in terms of like how the cards were. To me, the turn was back in 2K17 when we got our first Kareem that could shoot threes.
Agree.
Because they weren't doing that before. And that shift was when we started getting cards made less like their actual players and kind of like my career players. Now, you know, now that I had some time, you know, because I've been around, it makes sense, right? You know, the most populated mode on the game is Park. So to attract those players who are deep into player animations and that level of control, you know, having attractive players on that side that'll make them want to come into the mode makes a ton of sense. But for the authenticity standpoint, because, you know, when Richy was talking about everybody, you know, what's your purpose of playing my team? Mine has always been, you know, to just kind of put together a team of players that I want to use. And I used to want my cards to play like, you know, their actual player type. Like Elton Brand would be more of an inside player and not like a Gerald Wallace clone right now. But, you know, you kind of get used to it and you go, well, it's a video game and the mode is going to do what it's supposed to do. But in terms of Sim Nation, man, it's really just playing the game as close to basketball as possible.
I got a question for you.
It's not running plays.
That was the most point, by the way.
All the time. It's not like doing that. It's not like
that question from Ricky is like one of the most poignant questions we've had asked on the podcast in 12 episodes. Straight up.
I got a question for you. Like, if that's what you want, if you want like realistic basketball, why did simulation guys play MyTeam over like play now?
No, they do. We play it all, man. If
that's
you
that's
bump
on
into
play
like
now.
real Sim Nation guys, not Reddit guys. Again, nobody from Sim Nation who's on OS is on Reddit, bro. They're not over there. You don't. Anybody who's on Reddit was born in the year 2000s, and nobody from Sim Nation was born in the year 2000s like that, Playboy. They're all older. So like,
born in the year 2000.
Yeah, you're a young guy, man. You're a baby. But like, you know, everybody else is old. You know what I mean? That's how we do it. But you know, at the end of the day, that's kind of what it is. It's just, you know, we all have a distinct style we're trying to play. It doesn't have to be better than any one other, you know, and it doesn't have to lord over anybody. Because I think, you know, there used to be a thing where it was like, well, Sim Nation guys want the game like this. And it's like, well, of course, everybody has their own interpretation of 2K that they want to play.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Sim Nation is fun though. I like playing that style of basketball. Like I said, I like to see a spread out stat sheet. I want it to be like this guy came in the court, he impacted doing this, doing that. And what I really was enjoying was
legit look like Stevie Wonder with those shades on.
Bon Shetty.
That's funny.
I got half blinders on right now.
That's funny, man.
Carry on.
I blurred the background. What the hell? But yeah, like what I like about Sim Nation is like how you can run certain plays and you could get so many different looks from it. Like you don't have to run the play through and through, but like, and I like how it throws people off. Like a lot of people expect, all right, this guy's gonna 5 out, he's gonna rim run, he's gonna do pick and roll. Now I'm gonna walk it down, I'm gonna run my play, and the moment, like if you're not patient enough, if I see you helping off to get to this pass on the wing, I'm sending my center on the cut, throwing it to him down low, and I'm getting a bucket every time. And I like seeing
it's super interesting, man. Like, you know, Kevin's videos in particular, like, you know, the one he dropped on Paul George, like,
that was a good one.
It's fascinating to me, man. Like, I don't think I would ever play that way. I think I'm too lazy to learn it. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I think it's definitely an interesting like element to the community. Like, the more diversity, the better for me in terms of like the way people play this game. I think it's better for us in the long term. Cool. I got a couple of final things.
Are we going to talk about Rock of Love for a little bit, or
what the hell is that?
Rock of Love.
I'm sorry, you don't remember that?
Brett Michaels.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Brett was from Poison.
We were talking about
Yeah,
Supergroup yesterday as well.
We were talking about Supergroup. I love Supergroup, dude.
Sebastian
That's how you
Bach
know
Supergroup.
this podcast is washed, dude. We're talking about mid 2000s.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah. I would also like to clarify that just a second ago when I made the poignant conversation, I said Ricky instead of Richie. I do know your name. I've been watching Trailer
we
Park
heard you.
Boys all day.
Okay, I got two final things real quick. So I was watching 2K stream earlier, the 250 stream, and John Smith, still the best name of any person at the 2K team. His name is actually John Smith. Said two things. So the first thing is he said they're going to change up the draft next season. So this is one thing we know.
Hold on.
already.
I have a question about that, by the way. The white guys at the end of the bench on teams they don't have player rights for, are they like named after him?
No. I don't
Maybe.
think so.
Yeah.
I mean, Stafford's in my league.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would all be CheapLudez.
See,
Luke.
I think that's a whole different context. Yeah, so he said they can change up the draft. He said they're not changing the format in any way, shape, or form. But he did say that it's going to be way harder to choose between the three cards that you do flip over.
You're talking about draft mode, and they're going to do this year?
next season. He's talking
Next
about
season.
3.
Okay, cool. I like that. I mean, I love draft as a core concept. It's just been executed not well this year.
I agree.
I think we just need to be able to use slightly better cards. I mean, like the
needs to be cheaper
disparity
to
is just
play.
I think we need to be able to get a
Yeah.
token every week, like, or not a ticket every week, like last year.
Yeah,
That actually
Exactly.
They should just have it. Look, if they want to go this route, and I think this is a good route for it, and people may disagree, but what they should do with draft is make it so. I know this is going to come off wild, but just make it free to play. Just make it. It doesn't have to cost MT or VC. Like it doesn't. Nobody plays it right now anyway, so it's not generating anything. So who cares? Like,
yeah.
I agree.
Just take
You
the
can't
MT
earn a lot
prizes
of
out of
MT
it.
playing it either, too.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I mean, but
can.
the
You make
MT
like
amounts are so
5,000.
minuscule. Yeah, like it's
If you
wouldn't
win
hurt.
10 games, you can make like 4,000 MT, and then you get an untradeable pack. So it's like, you know what?
Right.
Just make it free to play. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least
Completely
last
agree.
year you would get like a diamond contract that had value and things like that. This year, there's
Yeah.
just no reason to play it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Just curious, when was the last time everyone played a draft game? I played it yesterday for the agendas.
Yesterday, and dude
We won a
sweated me
launch.
so hard.
Wednesday. Played on Wednesday.
I played it this week. Yeah.
Not
Alright.
today's draft.
When was
Played
the
it
last time
about
you
a
draft
draft?
in September.
month ago for me.
Yeah. This is the other thing I was going to say about the Thanksgiving event, by the way. It got everyone playing modes that probably we are kind of disinterested in, and then had
true.
some fun with it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've played 2 draft games this year since the first week of the season. Well,
W.
3 technically, 3, and
Grinding
it was
around
all in the last couple days.
You guys
I
play
grinded
Triple
it.
Threat online a lot, or no?
I don't. I hate
Not
it
much.
personally.
I used to.
No,
I completed
The be-
100 wins this season. And miserable.
the best mode right now, Jazz, and everybody else on here. Period. Point blank. Triple threat co-op, and anybody.
Yeah.
Period.
You're right. The
Period.
better
I love
rewards,
playing
better
with my friends.
experience.
We got to
That's
play
the best
together, by the way, Spatial.
No doubt, brother. No doubt.
Yeah.
Spatial, you play co-op?
Yeah, man. Hit me up anytime. Hit me up. My name, my PSN name is my handle. So hit me up. Anybody can add me, bro.
I found that if you roll with 2 people in competitive, and then you have a CPU as the third, you're almost unstoppable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Me
like
and
to,
Smoke,
yeah.
me and Smoke were running with just us 2, and then a random CPU, and random CPU Tyler Hero and random CPU Ruby Devin Booker literally carried us to wins.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Nice.
They don't
Nice.
miss.
Richie,
It's
you play co-op?
insanity.
I did, but my friend was a jackass, so I got sour off it real quick. He just
So, I have the same problem. I play with Josh. Yeah.
He can't set screens, man.
I'm the top screen setter.
Man, Jazz just wants you to throw it to him while he just post up with Mark Williams. I don't
I
know
want to
why.
win the games, yes.
I want to win the game.
I don't care about no win. I'm
Over
not
the
watching
drop
that,
step.
man.
The drop
Oh
step.
my
dunk?
god.
Bro, and it's like I'm sitting there, I throw him the pass, and I'm sitting there like this with my controller.
What do you mean? It's the other way round.
It take him like 10 seconds. It take
I'm
him like 10
standing
seconds to
wide
actually
open
post
under
up.
the basket. You're
He get it,
standing
get a
it's
slow
like a
catch.
bad shot.
And he posting them up, taking his time. I'm like, what the hell? I don't want to
It's
see
that-
this.
Bro,
It's that Henny.
I was playing with Kiwi the other day, and literally he said, "You find this goes a lot quicker without Josh." I was like, "Yeah."
That's fun.
That's
I'm
funny.
trying to have fun. Y'all in a rush. I'm trying to have fun.
You better
And
play TTO on your own.
You
Then,
would
'cause no one
think,
wants to see
you would
that.
think we was losing games. We only lost like 2 games.
It's how long they took, bro. I'm having to bail you out of the.
I'm
room to
having
get stuff.
fun. It's co-op. It's not it's not unlimited.
You know what's cool about co-op too, though? The fact that like you can't get flash paused or nothing like that. It's just straight gameplay. You get out of there. It's just it's just a smooth experience.
Yeah, it is nice. It takes me back. I always say this. It takes me back to like us old days. It takes us back to like couch co-op. That's the vibe I feel.
Yeah, man.
Just jamming on the couch playing games. All right. The other thing that 2K said is, and I don't know what this means, so you guys interpret this for me. The other thing John Smith said is some rewards need updating in season 3.
Evos.
What do you guys think that means?
Evos.
Trophy
100%.
case, maybe. Maybe.
If they update the trophy case cards,
maybe
that would be nuts. That would blow my mind.
Yeah, maybe. Come on, let's be honest. Larry Bird, 25 hops. That's just no.
Oh,
no, Tim Duncan
I
on
just
normal.
said 25
Yeah, that's probably.
I don't
what
think
that
there's nothing
means.
wrong with his half count. I just think
It's his animations.
It's in animations too, but no, bump his hops. We worked all this
Yo,
time.
Josh,
for him.
maybe they'll take Patrick Ewing and give him a normal time jump shot for
one of
once.
those.
I say, what if they speed up their jump shot? What if they give them Evos? You know what I mean? Like, like an Evo update.
What I would guess personally. Yeah, I would guess they would touch players.
No, Patrick Ewing needs to be a dark matter with a quick release. Forget that normal. I want quick.
My guess is they okay, relax. Okay, we're not going to get a quick release.
I want a very
Ewing.
quick.
You want Ewing to be AD basically. Yeah.
Yeah, you that's what you
Ewing
want.
was nice last year. They gave him a good release
Yeah,
last
he
year.
was.
He was nice
Speaking of Ewing, though, I wanted to say, guys, Mr. 250 is using him right now in the tournament.
Yeah,
you're not even using him, sir.
You know what? You know what's crazy? I loaded up with him today and I lost. So you know what?
That's because you're running the 2 slowest jump shots in the world next to each other. You're running Fernando and Ewing.
Bro, I run plays, bro. Ewing doesn't.
I feel you.
Fernando doesn't even need to shoot. He just did for
Guys, you guys just did something super interesting. Because you know when he said the rewards thing, my mind went to like, oh, maybe trophy cases are not going to be rewards. We might get cards. I thought that's what that meant. You guys went straight to they're going to update existing reward cards.
Yeah,
right.
That would be my assumption. That's kind of what I expected anyway.
Cool,
exactly.
That wouldn't be
Scotty, I mean, DFS has been screeching about, which is an interesting choice of words. About how Scotty is going to get a
man. We love you, Big Jim. That's my guy, man.
That's the homie, but he's been screeching about Scottie Pippen getting an Evo for the last 2 seasons, so I would expect that to happen. To be honest,
Scotty don't need no game.
Man.
They better touch his tendencies. They're gonna touch anything, bro. That's all I can.
They will not. They've never once done that.
Reward card tendency update?
No,
I don't think so.
No, never.
Dude, we kind of that might be a little too much because then you're basically asking them to completely outfit the card.
It's a new card at that point.
They would have to go back and rework.
And they're not making any money on that one. You know
but why does Fernando Martin have 100 defensive tendencies? Like, I don't like who was this guy? I don't get that.
I don't
Fernando
know.
Martin. Okay, look, the reason they
Josh,
him like
did you
that,
see Kyle Kuzma's tendencies? Check that out.
I didn't check that. Let me check it out right now.
Check that out.
The reason they did that to Fernando Martin though is because he has a really bad jump shot and he is missing a lot of badges. So they juiced him. They typically at this stage will either juice tendencies, animations, or badges, right?
Yeah.
Fernando Martin, they juiced his tendencies, and that's about it. Everything else is kind of trash, if I'm being honest. But they didn't like. He has 100 pass intercept, 100 on ball steal, that can't get glove. So
yeah, dog. His jumper's fast too.
Jazz, I have a question. Okay, so John Smith, what was the question he asked? And I want to answer it in a different way. What was the question again? One more time.
The question I asked?
Yeah, just now with John Smith. He was asking about the reward or the card.
It was a question. So he just said some rewards need updating. That's what he said.
Okay, so updating. When I think about updating, thank you. When I think about updating, of course, I diverted to trophy case. But what if these cards that need updating will changes the game completely, where green and miss may not be a problem, or things may change, intricacies may change, everything might change. You think they're going to nix or I'm just saying, better cards.
I don't think green and miss is going to be touched because there was a badge last year that allowed you to make whites.
Okay.
I don't think so.
A badge this year, so I don't.
What I'm saying.
I don't think they're going to add it because remember last year I think they had the badge Sniper. It allowed you basically
sniper.
within a lot of whites.
There is
Chef.
a scenario here where they create an absolute shitstorm. If they update the pink diamonds, let's say they update Westbrook. Like, say they update every pink diamond.
How?
Oh my God!
I mean, give them a few more badges.
How,
give
Sway?
them a quick
just give him
How?
an Evo.
let's say they make Westbrook better than Marbury.
He's
Like,
already. Oh my God!
it's gonna annoy a lot of people. Like, it's
Imagine
gonna be
that D
value
Rose.
cards. It could create.
Oh my God!
How many times I got killed by that D Rose just dunking on my entire team? Imagine him with a faster jump shot and
Yes.
and more and just better animations in general. That'd be sick, man.
Mhm.
Could happen.
Jeez.
Is
All
it
right,
on normal
guys.
too? That's on normal time.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God!
normal.
Guys,
Him and
I'm
Marbury
gonna
both on normal, right?
one more time.
Him and Marbury are both on normal, right? They're releasing.
Yeah, I mean it is kind of slow at its
It feels
current
fast
rate.
though for Marbury. I don't know. When I shoot with him, I feel like his jump shot is faster. I don't.
I think has he got a different upper? I don't know actually. That feels the same.
So.
He does have a different
Does
upper,
he?
I believe. Yeah.
Because Rose, you got to hang. You got to hang for like half a second before getting that shot off, even on early.
Yeah, he's got Derek Favors upper.
Yeah.
Sick.
Mm.
Marbury
What?
definitely feels more chick.
Yeah.
Derek Favors is crazy. That's not what I expected.
That's
you to say.
crazy.
That's wild.
I didn't know that.
I just now I found that out.
Shout out to the homie Derek Favors, dog.
Guys, I'm gonna
Down.
break the streak. I'm gonna break the streak today of like every podcast being longer than the last. Although,
Oh yeah, I mean that can't be
Yeah.
sustainable.
we're gonna get to
Yeah.
this time next year doing 8-hour podcast.
No.
We are actually pretty close to where we were last week. I'm not gonna lie, like we got pretty close to it, but I'm gonna purposely break the streak this week. Know when to stop, and we're gonna call it there. Have you guys had fun?
Yes.
Yes,
I love this, man. I love
yes,
this.
yes.
You guys are awesome, super welcoming, man. I really appreciate you having me on, Jazz. This was a great experience for me. Thank you.
This felt like one of the more chilled ones. Like the whole
Mhm.
the vibe was just like really just like a conversation. Like the last few ones has been some heated debates and
Heated.
It's got toxic
He
in
does.
terms of say what it is.
the whole chat. So this was actually more chill.
It's been a great vibe. I've really enjoyed this one. Let me do a quick refresh on the competition real quick. So yeah, head to my Twitter. It'll be in the description. I'll probably throw it on the screen somewhere as well. I just gave myself editing to do for no reason. Don't know why I just did that. Anyway, yeah, go to my Twitter. There'll be a pinned tweet that contains this week's podcast. Just quote tweet it and say your favorite moment of the podcast this year, and make sure you check your console in that post as well. But until next time, guys, from me and the guys, we'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.